right, here we go. 6 o'clock exactly. MJ Morning Show. Well, we got Froggy. We got me, MJ. We have Andrew, the producer. We have Roxanne. Oh, Fester is just waddling in. What
I realize?
What is the attitude that you're walking in with a swaggery? You know what? It's like a lazy kind of lumpy swagger.
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
What did you realize as you just drift in?
So I'm in the office, our MJ Morning Show office.
Right.
Which
Were you napping?
No, I was not napping. I was not. Thank you for asking. But I wasn't. I'll be napping during this next commercial break coming up in about 10 minutes.
Fester will catch a nap coming up, a 9-minute nap.
So, I have my Alexa device.
Yes.
And I walk in.
Oh, speaking of Alexa.
Yeah.
People have been complaining that when they tell Alexa to play Q105, it plays some other Q105 from some other part of the country. Is that true or false? I don't have Alexa. I don't want one of those sneaky little listening wenches in my house.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want the Google speaker. I don't want the Alexa. Listen, I felt really, really bad. Hold on to your thought for a second. My kids bought me the Google smart speaker for my birthday in 2016, and I didn't want to hook the damn thing up. I mean, I hooked it up like that evening, and then I unplugged it because I don't want one of those devices. I don't want Alexa or the Google Smart thing, whatever the hell the name of that thing. I don't want those things in my house. I don't want them listening in. I have no interest in that.
Yeah, well, I am not on that boat.
What if my kids actually knew that I unplugged the damn thing? Hey, Julian, I know you're either listening live or you are listening to the podcast later when, in fact, this has already happened. But, Julian, did you guys know back in 2016 when you bought me the Google smart speaker for my birthday that I really wanted no part of that little spy device? Let me know, Julian.
Yes, please.
And Chloe also. She's not listening live, but Chloe catches up on the pod. Well, she'll listen live later in the show, but right now she's drooling on her pillow.
So I'm listening in the office on our Alexa device that we have.
Can you test that out? Can you ask the Alexa device in our office? Can you test it out and say, Alexa, play Q105 and see if you get some radio station like in Manhattan, Kansas or something?
I did just this morning when I walked in and said, Alexa, play Q105. And the only quirky thing that's changed is it says playing Q105. But then it comes right to the radio station.
It does. So it does play us?
And I heard you play the opening song.
Oh, you heard the, okay.
And I heard the little sound effects you slip in there.
Yeah.
And I always seem to chuckle at them, although, because I think they're funny. And then I walk to the studio, and I forget that there's like a 20-second delay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm on time, and I come in and I'm like 10 seconds late. So that's why.
Yeah, there's a latency from the stream. Listen, there's a latency right now. If you're listening on 104.7, if you're listening live on a standard FM radio, whether it's at your house or your FM radio in your car or truck, if you're listening right now, the words you're hearing, like right now, if I say poo-poo platter, all right, you're hearing that 20 seconds after I said it because we have a 10-second broadcast delay where I can dump callers or dump the crew if they say something foul, outrageous, or just plain old stupid. So we've got the delay unit, but then there's also it's technical, but there's a delay with the transmitter and the HD radio. So we're a total of 20 seconds delayed from a word that leaves my mouth like right now to when you actually hear it. It used to be back in the day. Man, we were all the way live.
Yeah.
We were, totally live, that we were able to listen with our headphones. We were able to listen off of like an FM like stereo receiver. In fact, I worked at radio stations where there was like a Panasonic or a Technics or a stereo receiver off to the side, and you used to plug your headphones into the stereo receiver and listen right off the air. But, of course, we all got delay units. It used to be the talk radio stations had delay units when they would take all the live phone calls. And a lot of morning shows on FM like ours, we took a lot of phone calls, but we didn't have a delay unit. until freaking Janet Jackson. And Andrew's saying it in my ear. Yep, that's exactly where I was headed. We didn't have a Froggy. You here today?
Dude, you haven't even taken a gosh darn breath for me to say anything. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, Froggy and Roxanne are here. Like, what the what?
I had questions about the whole disposal of the Google Play, but I couldn't get in there.
Listen, I don't fight fair time around here.
Listen, raise your hands like you're in third grade. I'll call on you. No, but it was Janet Jackson. It was the whole nipple exposure with Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl that caused like an earthquake. It was a tsunami in the broadcast industry, not just on television. It was radio as well. And we were all in fear for our jobs and all the memos that went out and all the special training. And the FCC was cracking down on everything, television, radio. And DJs, air personalities, were afraid of their shadows. And are you going to get fired? It was nuts. Program directors were scared crapless. So then all radio stations that even take a phone call or even stations that didn't take phone calls, they put delays on just in case, like the on-air DJ slipped up and said something, over a Madonna song that was potentially a violation. So that's why we have all the delay units these days, thanks to Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, and the nipple exposure at the Super Bowl. All right, so Roxanne, what did you want to ask?
Oh, I was just going to say, how did you dispose of your Google Play thing that they got you? Did you run it over with your vehicle, smash it with your front tires to make sure nobody can hear your questions in your house?
You know what?
Or threw it in the canal.
I don't know where the Google speaker device is, but man, I felt bad because it was such a good intention. They thought I would like it. They know I'm a technology guy. I just don't want Alexa. I don't want the Google speaker. I don't want these things listening in. Our phones listen in enough. I've done everything possible to go into the settings in my phone.
I got a story for you.
Can you hold on to that?
Yeah. About phones listening to you and reading your mind.
Well, I don't think they're reading your mind. They're listening to you and their algorithms. But I've done everything possible to go into my phone, and there are a lot of things. If you dig deep into your phones, your iPhone, your Google, I'm an Android guy, but if you dig deep, you can turn off a lot of the creepy little privacy violators in your technology. So, and then Froggy, you've got something?
No. Is your monologue complete?
I loved it. On the history of the delay system as to why I was 10 seconds tardy to the show.
Hey, Froggy, are you happy that recreational marijuana is going to be on the ballot here in Florida in November?
Not really.
Will you suddenly not have a need for a medical marijuana card if recreational marijuana becomes legal in Florida?
It's going to water down all the good stuff.
They need to bring back legally in Florida, recreational marijuana legally in Florida. We will say it. It is legal. We'll repeat it. Is it legal? All right. Hang on. Well, we'll obviously get into that later on. Just getting rolling. 6:08 at the MJ Morning Show. It is a jammed up show today. Don't move. Pat's got traffic at 6:08, and we're back in minutes on the MJ Morning Show.
Well, we got a first.
MJ and the crew here. Huey Lewis in the news. Did I hear some time ago that Huey Lewis is like incapacitated, that he's all like falling apart, or he has medical or health issues and he can't perform any longer? Or
you heard it in the news.
Did I heard the news. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Andrew, hold on. Andrew just said, yeah, that's true. What part is true? That he can't perform anymore?
Many years is causing problems with the performing, yes.
Oh, man. Many years, which is like an inner ear deal. Isn't that a balance thing? Doesn't it make you like have a spinning feeling, like the room is rotating?
Is that vertigo?
Yeah, I think it's a type of vertigo. Hold on. What did you just bring up here? Rolling Stone?
Yeah.
What's the date on this?
Rolling Stone article from 4 years ago.
2020. Oh, just before all hell broke loose with COVID. Yeah, February 4th of 2020. Huey Lewis may never perform again, but he refuses to give up. The 80s hitmaker on his first album in decades, and the hearing loss that could end his career. Well, hold on. Is it hearing loss or is it vertigo or min years?
They're all ear related.
I know, but I don't think min years gives you hearing loss. I thought that gives you balance issues and makes the room spin.
I could probably find a more concise article than the Rolling Stone
from
magazine
4 years ago.
Many years. It shrinks your ears.
What? Say it again.
It shrinks your ears.
What does?
Many ears.
Like the
as in mini ears?
Yeah, mini ears.
Mini ears?
Yes.
Is that what it does?
Yeah, well, listen, I feel bad for Huey Lewis. I met him several times over the years. Nice guy. All right, Powerball. No winner last night.
So what does that mean?
It means the jackpot goes up to $19 billion. Whoa. Now, it's $1.09 billion, because what was it, like $975 or something? No winner last night. You had multiple winners with 5 balls, so they win like $1 million. And there was one in Florida here. Yeah, so no Powerball winner last night. $1.09 billion for the drawing. Tomorrow night, right? Because Powerball is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. All right, so no winner, but one of the $1 million winners in Florida. So,
that's cool.
Yeah,
exciting.
I didn't buy tickets last night, so I guess I saved myself. But who knows? If I did buy tickets yesterday, maybe I would have won. You know, that's the attitude that people have as they flush like hundreds of dollars down the toilet. You know, somebody eventually does win. I mean, there really are winners. But again, the odds are so astronomically against you that I can safely say that I could buy $1,000 worth of Powerball tickets every single drawing, and I will never, ever win in my entire life. Let me put it this way. If I, at the age of 0, started buying Powerball tickets for every drawing, every week, assuming, of course, Powerball was not in existence when I was born, but just for the sake of conversation. And do I have the actual math to back this up? I don't. But I think I'm pretty damn close. But if I started buying Powerball tickets for, let's say that when I was 0 and I was born, and let's say it was 3 drawings a week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and I spent $1,000 every single drawing 3 times a week, every year of my life up until now, I still would not have won the Powerball. It reminds me of a stat that I heard when I was, a teenager, that in order for the odds to catch up to you to be in a plane crash, and I don't know where I heard this, but it roughly this is what I remember, that in order for you to be in a commercial plane crash, you would have to be born, live on that airplane every day, every hour until you're like in your mid-80s in order for the odds to catch up to you to be in a commercial jet. So you'd have to be living on an airplane, a commercial airliner, 24 hours a day from birth to like your mid-80s, like 85, 88 years old. And I remember hearing that somewhere, and that stuck with me. Heard that years ago. All right, 6:25 at the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne, you had a creepy phone listening in
Yes.
story or a creepy speaker story?
Phone listening to your brainwaves, not even your voice. It's being even more invasive. Yesterday on the show,
Right.
later in the show,
Mhm.
closer to 8 o'clock,
Mhm.
we told some stories about people doing bad stuff with coworkers, right? And then I brought up a story.
Oh, you mean like Sex in the Office
Yeah,
or
yes.
that kind of stuff?
Yes.
All right.
And I brought up a story about a guy who I used to work with at Bay News 9 years ago. And
And you
he-
did sports at Bay News
yes,
9, right?
and so I'm saying Bay News 9 because I was on Bay News 9, but I was also on, it was Bright House Sports at the time. And so he and I did this show together, and he would see people out in the community, and that guys, bless you, and they would say to him, so you're dating Roxanne, aren't you? And he would be very coy in his response. He would deny it, but in a way where you'd be like, okay, yeah.
All right. So
All
you're,
right.
you're no
Yeah.
means yes.
Yes.
So wait a minute. He wanted people to think that you guys were hooked up?
Man.
What, it like boost his ego or?
I mean, he was just a dude. He was just a guy. That's
A
just how
dude.
guys talk
Yeah.
to
All right.
one another. Like anything that can give them a little bump, you know? So I thought of this person yesterday. I shared that story on the show. Guess who pops up in my feed when I get home? Him.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
God! You got a message from Al Rochelle?
Yes,
Wait a minute.
Still my line.
So he popped up in your feed.
That's where this is going.
In what fashion did he pop up in your feed?
Like a picture with his mother. Him and his
Oh,
mother.
what feed are we? Like
My IG
Facebook
story
or-
feed. My IG story feed.
Really?
Do you
Yes.
follow him?
Yes, I followed him. Probably the last communication
well,
I
if
had
you're
with him.
following him, then it's
No.
gonna pop up.
No, that I followed 2,500 people. What are the odds? Like I think the last time I saw him on IG is when he first friended me and was like, "Oh, your kids are cute" or whatever, and that was like
What a
2 years ago.
creep.
2 years ago, maybe. Haven't seen him on IG.
Wait a minute. Your kids are cute. Wish they were mine.
Knocked you up on the nines.
Wish I would have been in that.
9 months later.
So, so you
So
think
how invasive is that?
you think that your phone is what, capturing your brain waves? That's it?
I
And-
mean, that's crazy because I did not say his name on the air, and then all of a sudden I get home from my, later in the day.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's coincident because you're following him.
But I haven't seen his stuff in ages.
Yeah, listen.
Did you type his name in or something?
No,
I think it's
no.
No is a one syllable word. No, not no. You and Chloe with your no. Like the freaking ark, man.
Uh-huh.
No.
That's when you really mean it.
No. Yeah, I think it's just coincidental. If you follow the guy, then it's gonna pop up in your feed.
I haven't seen him in 2 years. I'm going to start to write these down, and I'm going to get just a whole notebook full of times that I catch my phone reading my mind.
Just out of curiosity, folks, if you're just tuning in, the opening segment of the show about 20 minutes ago, we were talking about the smart speakers, the Alexa, the Google Home smart speaker, and I just don't want one of those in my house because they listen in. Our phones, if you don't get in and shut a lot of the settings off, your phones are listening to what you're saying. Your phones are keeping track of what you're searching, and that's why you've got all the suggestions that pop up. And I made a comment that I don't want these smart speakers in my home, and I felt bad because my kids gave me a Google Home smart speaker for my birthday back in 2016, and I plugged it in like that night, and then I just kind of unplugged it and just didn't want any part of the thing because they're creepy to me. So my question quickly is, Roxanne, do you guys have one of the smart speakers at your house?
Nope.
Fester, do you guys have a smart speaker in your house?
Oh yeah, every room.
Froggy, do you guys have a smart?
No,
You don't?
No.
You guys don't know what you're missing.
No, I think we know.
You walk in the house, you say, "Alexa, play Conway Twitty."
Yeah, I'm missing
Boom.
total invasion of privacy.
It's all right.
That's what I'm missing, right? All right, 6:29 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, got a really tasty pile of early morons in the news, which we'll get to next here on the MJ Morning Show on a busy Tuesday morning. Oh, later on, I'll get into this next hour sometime. I was the judge at a burger contest last night.
What?
Yeah. I was a judge at a burger competition with the Hillsborough County schools involved and Voodoo Underground and the well-known Chef Eric Youngs, and I had a great time.
I'm jealous, but you're going to have the meat sweats today.
I'm not going to have the meat sweats today.
From all those burgers.
I ate in moderation. It wouldn't be like Fester where, I didn't eat the plate.
To get the essence of the burger, you have to eat the whole thing.
All right, 6:30, I'll explain. Morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Carpets, dingy. Ready for early morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show. Hold on. Before we get to that, just a quick mention on the Madonna concert clock watch contest. This is really easy, and you could win a $1,000 gift card from IDC, International Diamond Center, one of our great sponsors here on the MJ Morning Show. It's simple. Right now, you could do this right now, or when you get to a computer, get to work, whatever. It's the Madonna concert clock watch. You go to mjmorningshow.com, look for the little Madonna graphic and the Madonna concert clock watch. Click on that, and there's an entry form, and all you have to do is guess the time that Madonna will actually take the stage this Thursday. Madonna in concert in 2 days, Thursday night. Amelie, it's the redo concert because she had the health problems and the show was canceled last September. So this is the makeup concert, sold out. Madonna has a little bit of a history of starting very, very late. Like the New York show, I think folks sued her because she showed up like 2.5 hours late to do the concert. So we're doing the Madonna concert clock watch. The person who guesses closest to when Madonna actually walks out on stage wins a $1,000 gift card to IDC, International Diamond Set. $1,000.
That's pretty cool.
All you got to do is go to mjmorningshow.com, look for the Madonna logo and Madonna Concert Clock Watch. Click on that, and then fill out the form. And what time do you think Madonna's going to take the stage? In case of a tie, then obviously there'll be a random drawing amongst those that have the correct guess. It's simple. That's all you have to do. You go to our website, you enter, you guess the time that Madonna will actually take the stage, and Gino, our afternoon guy, is going to be there, so he'll have the atomic clock on his phone, so he'll have the exact time, and that will be telegraphed to us immediately, and then we'll know who wins the $1,000 gift card to International Diamond Set. Hey, you can even buy a watch so you're on time, unlike Madonna. All right? So you can do that right now. Madonna Concert Clock Watch from the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. You find this funny?
Hey, my $1,000 watch, my IDC.
Hey, what did you say?
My $1,000 watch
From
IDC.
Okay, I didn't know if you said. I didn't know if you had said it right.
International.
Yeah,
Diamond Center.
IDC.
Yeah,
Exactly.
IDC. Yes.
All right, early morons of the news from the MJ Morning Show. Where do we start? If you're a 9-year-old kid, don't steal the family car and try to drive to school and lead the police on a high-speed chase. That happened last week out in California. 9 years old.
So he's got to be a big kid then, right?
No, not necessarily. You've got those stories of the kids, bringing a pillow to sit on.
What do you have?
Or
Like
phone book.
Inspector Gadget, long legs. Like
No,
you're sitting on the phone book, you're all propped up. Your legs still have to touch the pedals.
There's some big 9-year-olds. Little frail grandmas drive cars.
You could tie blocks to your feet
Yes.
like Indiana Jones.
Well, or you push the seat all the way up. But there are stories of like little kids that can't even see over the steering wheel and they're driving down the road. Here it is. 9-year-old kid stole his mother's car in order to drive himself to school, but led police on an erratic police chase. The kid ended up crashing into a police cruiser. Yeah. Turns out that an officer first spotted a gray Volkswagen stopped in the middle of the intersection. This is out in Oroville, California. This is last week. According to the California Highway Patrol, the officer instructed the driver to move the car.
Yeah, I bet he did. And the 9-year-old did it for him?
I don't understand.
Driver, please.
Oh, God.
What, you guys have a problem when I whip out the
It's
megaphone?
just so invasive.
Driver, please move your car from the intersection.
Did they play any sirens or anything?
I have no idea.
But we have siren effects on the blowhorn, don't we?
Yeah, but that's terrible on there.
Yeah, and you talking on it's
So
great.
the cop said, move the car, but then the kid floored the car. So hold on.
Get back here! See how great it is?
Turn it off.
Sorry.
Froggy just turned and then put the megaphone down with the siren still blaring.
All right.
That thing's fun.
So the cop says over the PA, apparently, to the car just stopped in the middle of an intersection. Driver, please move the car. That's when the kid floored it and just...
I'm out of here.
That's exactly what Mom's Volkswagen Passat sounded like, right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a turbo.
Yeah.
What's the matter with these kids? They got to be like delinquents, right?
Froggy, does your son, either of them, Max or Luke, want to drive your truck?
Well, they think it's cool to like sit and move the wheel a little bit, but
On your lap?
I don't let them drive it.
All Hudson wants to do is drive my car every day. Can I drive your car? Can I drive your car?
Bring him over for he could drive my sim racer.
Hey, can you bring your car in the backyard? I guess so. Why? So I could drive it? No.
Bring your car in the backyard?
He wants. We were in the backyard yesterday because
You don't have a big backyard.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
does.
not big enough to drive a car through it.
I could probably.
You can park it back there.
I could park it back there. I could do a donut back there.
Yeah.
I have my chicken living back there. So yesterday we're in the backyard feeding our one chicken that's left.
God, how lonely is that chicken?
That's what Allison was saying. So I gotta go see Taha this week and
Get
maybe
another chicken and put in the
What? So it
backyard.
could die again?
Well, only one died, so I'm shooting 500. That's Hall of Fame stats right there. 500.
That gets you in.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I mean, it's almost been alive for a week. I can't believe it.
Let me finish up on the story.
But all my kid wants to do is drive my car. It's amazing.
Hey, and guess what? I saw was it a white Porsche in my neighborhood, and it looked like a 4-year-old was driving the other day. Seriously.
Are you
This-
sure it wasn't one of those little kid cars that is a Porsche?
No,
like
no,
a little,
no,
like
no.
a Barbie.
No, this was
Barbie Jeep?
this was a real Porsche, and I'm talking to my neighbor across the street, and I watch this Porsche go by. It was a white Porsche, and I watch this thing go by. I'm like, oh my God, I think it's a 4-year-old driving this car, and it was a 4-year-old standing in the lap of an adult that was like pushed all the way back in the seat.
That's safe.
So
Oh,
yeah, I didn't think it was very safe at all.
Yeah.
So
People
Good
are
judgment.
so
You know,
dumb.
my grandfather used to let me drive down like an old country road up in Bethel, New York. You know, this is literally right next to Woodstock, where Woodstock was in the summer of '69. And this is early 70s. This is like probably 71, 72. I was like 5, 6 years old. And my grandfather used to let me drive down the long dirt road to the Feinberg farm, which were friends of theirs, literally right next to Mac. The Feinbergs, friends of my grandparents, were right next to Max Yasner's farm. I mean, right next, the next property over. And my grandfather used to let me, sit in his lap, and I could steer his big fat Cadillac down the dirt road.
Yeah.
But that was it. It wasn't like on the regular streets. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so the 9-year-old is told to move. He then takes off, and that's when it's on like Donkey Kong. That's when John and Punch whip into action. Yeah, it was the California Highway Patrol, by the way. Yeah, and then the kid ends up crashing Mom's Volkswagen Passat into a California Highway Patrol car. Yeah, and the kid just said, hey, I just wanted to drive myself to school. After coming to a stop, the car reversed suddenly, smashed into the front of the police car. It was at this moment that the shocked officer discovered the driver was 9-year-old kid.
What a menace.
Yeah. Cop said it was like straight out of a movie. Upon making contact, the officer was met with a wide-eyed 9-year-old child who had taken his mother's Volkswagen with the intention of driving himself to school. Most kids know that you don't do that.
Yeah.
Most kids know that you don't take mom's car keys, grab the car, and drive at 9 years old. But what possesses a kid to actually do that? Obviously, it's a very small amount of kids. The overwhelming majority of kids here in the United States do not take mom or dad's car for a spin when they're.
Where's mom or dad? Why did they take him?
Well, apparently they were sleeping.
I guess so.
Yeah, no one was hurt. The boy was taken to school as his parents and authorities were notified. So they actually took the kid to school.
The kid kind of sounds like a born leader.
What?
For real.
Taking matters into his own hands?
Mom, you're not taking me to school?
Showing some initiative? Is that it?
Right
Take
now, it's a
myself.
little misplaced now, but he has big things in his future.
Yeah. Hey, do you know at Walmart that if you're an employee, you cannot use the electric cart?
No.
We have an employee that actually had a settlement with Walmart. There was a South Carolina Walmart employee with a prosthetic leg who was denied the use of the electric cart. They nope, sorry, the carts are for customers only. The electric carts that you can use inside some supermarkets. Walmart has them.
I'm kind of torn on this. I kind of agree with Walmart.
Walmart has agreed to pay $70,000 to settle a discriminatory disability lawsuit filed after an employee with a prosthetic leg was denied work accommodations. Luis Quinones was hired by Walmart in Aiken, South Carolina. He was permitted when hired to use one of the store's electric carts to perform some of his job duties, like stocking shelves. However, less than a year into the job, he was told, you can't use the cart for your prosthetic leg any longer. Those are for customers only.
Sorry, Mr. Cojones.
Quinones, not cojones.
Oh, my bad.
Cojones are something else. Yeah.
So what did they expect him to do? Just hobble around?
Well, what does he do the rest of his day?
Hobble?
When he's not
Listen,
at work?
I'm sorry, I don't have his freaking work
No, but if
schedule.
he has a prosthetic limb,
Yeah, what's his mode?
What's his mobility What accommodations does he come
I'm
to the
sure
party
he
with?
plays club soccer.
He's assistant captain of this kickball team.
Pickleball.
He used to play club soccer, but then during a power kick, the leg flew off and hit the goalie in the face.
Oh, that power kick will get you.
19 stitches across his brow.
Yeah. They banned him from the league. Banned him.
That's tough.
Cojones, you're out of here.
So Walmart told him that you can't use the electric cart anymore for your disability with your prosthetic leg. And he couldn't buy his own transport cart because he didn't have the money.
How does he get from his car to the job? He has some degree of mobility. I mean, what does
He
he
nubs it.
Obviously, no. He's got a prosthetic. He's got a prosthetic leg.
So he
Walks on it.
Anyway, he filed a lawsuit citing that Walmart violated the Americans with Disabilities Act, and he won.
Okay,
and,
$70,000 is Walmart's shut up money.
Oh, it is.
I mean, he didn't win some big groundbreaking case. Walmart gave him $70,000 to go away.
Yeah, but apparently Walmart, they don't like the employees using the electric carts, even if you have a disability.
He could get a dope leg for $70K.
6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. A little dose of early morons in the news. 7 o'clock hour is coming up. So, Froggy, we got to talk about the whole recreational marijuana deal. It's on the ballot come November, according to the Florida Supreme Court.
Oh, sweet.
So we got to talk about this. I got a big problem that I want to discuss, though. What do you mean, oh, God?
A big problem with what?
Well, I'll explain coming up. All right. We're pretty busy today, so you don't want to miss 1 minute of here of the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Garage door problems. 105 MJ and the crew here, Roxanne, Fester, and Froggy. Pretty busy Tuesday show. If you want to know what happened to Wacky Jackie from the show, you'll find out in just a bit. Because Fester made contact with Wacky Jackie. You know, she was making like some of the fun little Photoshop deals for us, and then she stopped.
Oh, she moved.
Yeah, she doesn't live here.
Even after she moved. Wacky Jackie, who used to come in, she had that infectious laugh, and Wacky Jackie used to make the little graphics. She would do the nice little Photoshops and like a Christmas theme or some kind of holiday theme. And she'd put pictures of us together with cool little Photoshops, and we'd post them on the website, or I'd put it on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio, or on Instagram, MJ Morning Show. And she moved. She quit here and then moved to Ohio. And she was still doing some of the Photoshops while she was in Ohio, and then it just stopped.
Well, before she did them and brought them to us, and once she moved, I requested some. So that whole dynamic changed, and then I just stopped requesting them. I mean, because I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, so it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. Like,
I thought she was just doing them at her own free will.
no, well, she was doing them out of free will the whole time. I mean, I
Anyway,
don't have a gun to her head.
Here's the deal. So Wacky Jackie from our sales department, she moved to Ohio, and it turns out she's in like this small little BFE town right in the middle of the eclipse zone. I think, is she in a 100% area?
Yeah, she's like,
Oh,
in-
man.
this is supposed to be the best spot in the country
Oh, man.
to see the eclipse.
All right, so we're going to have her on at about 7:30-ish in just a few minutes. 25 minutes away. We'll talk to Wacky Jackie. Also, show of hands. Who wants to see Wacky Jackie's fun little Photoshops for the MJ Morning Show again?
I do.
All of us, yay! All right, so
I'll
we'll
give it half a hand.
We'll see if we can, kind of drum that business back up. All right, this is creepy. This is ultra creepy. This couple lives in a home for 4 years, and then they discover a possible murder room in the basement. Oh, can you do that again, please? Hang on a minute. Let me mix your with a little. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do both at the same time.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1.
That's-
I'm running out of air.
Yeah, right.
That's the sound my grandfather gave right before he died.
It's
It's like,
come on.
I mean, that's the exact
Really?
sound. Yeah.
What's that called? Death rattle?
Yeah.
Come on.
And then the death stare. Have you ever seen that?
This story is more. The story's morbid enough. I don't need you guys talking about death rattles and death stares.
All right. I'm sorry. So a murder room in a house.
Well, that's what some people are surmising. So this couple, they lived in this home for 4 years, and then they post this video up on social media, and all kinds of folks are coming out of the woodwork. The problem is, it was hidden behind it looked like a bookcase. It was a sliding drywall wall, but behind it, there was a door with a lock. And people were saying if it were a panic room, it locks from the inside.
Ooh.
It doesn't lock from the outside. So people are suggesting that this hidden room behind sliding drywall, so it's like a brick wall with this gray metal door, and then there was drywall that slid in front of the brick and the door. And apparently the lock was on the outside. And there are some stains on the floor. This is a creepy story.
Oh, this stain looks like a river of blood.
I don't know what it is, but
Ugh.
it is creepy beyond belief. So there's like a little bookshelf system. Then the drywall was a sliding drywall wall, and then behind it the brick, and then looks like a metal gray door with a lock.
That's a lot of work to hide something.
I mean, this is really elaborate. And you turned your mic off for some reason. Yeah.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Oh, all that. I had to catch my breath. It reminds me of the movie Room with Brie Larson.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
What do people have going on? I don't understand.
So the room was discovered because the couple was removing some carpeting in the basement. And then they discovered the sliding drawer. They're in the house for 4 years, and you have no idea what's in the basement below you?
I guess you really don't push on your walls to try to slide them open.
No, I don't think that's...
No, I'm trying to think.
It's like a horror movie.
There are walls I've never even touched in the
It
house.
was an elongated room. There was a working light switch and a bulb. Several wires were hanging on the wall. There was a drain in the floor, 4 mats, rust patches on the floor, whatever those stains are they really rust patches? And they were asking, hey, should we call the police? Should we bring in a cadaver dog to sniff around?
Yes and yes.
They called the police, and the police came to investigate, but they said that there's no evidence of any, wrongdoing, any crime, any malfeasance.
This is the worst police department ever. There's a river of blood. There's a big red stain down the floor.
That's definitely body juices.
Oh, come on, Roxanne, stop!
I don't want body juice.
Oh my! Anyway,
Is the juice the juice?
Can't they test old?
But what's interesting here is they don't tell you where they live. Yet the couple, the wife's name is Aurora Blazing Star, or at least that's the name that she uses on social media.
You know what?
I'm guessing that Aurora Blazing Star is not her real name. I'm guessing that's not on the birth certificate. What, Froggy?
The Blazing Star is a pretty cool name. It's like she's a wrestler.
Yeah, a wrestler or maybe like a writer, and she's trying to get a little social media pop before her book is released.
Blazing Star, the book.
I'm just telling you that it is weird. If it's a panic room, they don't lock from the outside, man. No. You lock those from the inside.
What was that book where the kids? Did you read where the kids were kept in the? It was Flowers in the Attic. Did you read that as a kid?
V.C. Andrews.
Yes,
From Virginia Beach, Virginia.
No way.
My hometown. Well, before we moved from Nanuet, or after we moved from Nanuet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this could be Flowers in the Basement.
Flowers in the Basement. Yeah, V.C. Andrews. Yeah,
Yep.
some creepy stuff written right there in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Right off of Virginia Beach Boulevard back in, All righty. So, what's in your basement here in Florida?
No such luck.
Like an aquifer 15 feet down.
Yeah. Andrew said water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of basements here in Florida.
A porthole.
Yeah. 7:12 at the MJ Morning Show. All right. I don't have time to do the donut story here, so I'm going to push it. Really? A psychologist has a list of donuts, and depending on what donut you prefer, that apparently matches with your psychological profile.
Finally, real science.
Come on, this is ridiculous.
Oh,
but
good.
I knew that Fester would have the donut sweats if I did the story. So that's coming up in just a bit. Hey, I wanted to mention quickly again, 7:12 here at the MJ Morning Show. I had a great time last night judging a hamburger contest. Now, this is really cool. There's a local chef involved in chef and student education involved with the Hillsborough County Public School System. Chef Eric Youngs, who operates his Voodoo Underground. The finals last night were held at the Epicurean on South Howard, right across from Byrne Steakhouse. The finals for the best hamburger involving Hillsborough County students involved in the culinary programs at the various Hillsborough County schools. And I didn't even know the extent. I was educated. I had no idea the extent of the culinary programs for education inside the Hillsborough County Public Schools. I mean, it's really amazing. So there were originally, I guess, 8 high schools in the contest. It was whittled down to 2, and last night was the finals, and it was Robinson High School and Chamberlain High School. 2 teams vying for the best burger, and I was invited to be one of the judges on the 3-judge panel, and then all of the audience got the burgers. They got to vote as well. The judges' scores had the highest weight, but then the audience scores were factored in as well, and the big winner was the Robinson team. And listen, I'll tell you right now, both burgers were fantastic. It was like a 6-point difference between Robinson and Chamberlain, and these students were remarkable. They did a great job. And hey, listen, I'm now educated on Chef Eric Young's Voodoo Underground and the culinary arts programs inside the Hillsborough County schools. These kids did a fantastic job, and they're certainly destined for great careers in the culinary arts. Maybe they go on to, like CIA, the Culinary Institute of America, or Johnson & Wales or something. And maybe they work at, some of the
Ford's Garage, maybe?
Maybe so.
Who knows?
You never know. But I thought it was great. So I want to thank Chef Eric Youngs for the invite. And now I know about the culinary programs inside Hillsborough County schools. I think it's fantastic. 7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. We're moments away from starting an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. We're going to talk to Wacky Jackie. That's right, that Wacky Jackie, formerly of the MJ Morning Show. She moved to Ohio, and she's in the middle of the best spot to watch the eclipse on Monday. So we'll talk to her live. I'll get to the donut story coming up. Hey, do you know what tech neck is?
I can guess.
All right, now tech neck, there's one definition for tech neck that most people, if you know what it is, think it is. There's a whole other definition for tech neck. Tech neck, T-E-C-H, like tech, technology, tech neck, as in your neck.
It's when you you make out and you're still looking at your phone while you're kissing. You're just like, I can't take my eyes off my IG.
You know what? These days, people can't put their damn phones down, so that might be. No, seriously, there's another definition of tech neck, and we'll get to it next, and a lot of stuff, because we have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ coming up right here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Hey, speaking of the color. MJ Morning Show. MJ here, Froggy Fester, Roxanne, Andrew the producer, and our brand new intern,
Rizm Kizimab Rizza.
So welcome, Rizm Kizimab Rizza, brand new intern here on the MJ Morning Show. I believe from USF.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Rizm Kism, can you get me some coffee, please?
Hold on. What's your name again?
Rizm Kizimab Rizza.
She's got a great radio voice, doesn't she? Rizm Kizimab Rizza?
Yeah.
There's a future in this.
7:26 here at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Getting a ton of email lately. Great content, great suggestions. I get great inside intel. Folks, if you ever want to share anything with me, my private personal email, I'm the only one that goes through my email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. And thanks, by the way, to Don the IT guy. Don the IT guy from Team Logic IT. A couple of months back, set me up. He got me off my old crappy email server.
Yeah.
And got me onto the Microsoft 365 thing. And my email is so much better to manage. So thanks to Don, the IT guy, big friend of the MJ Morning Show. All right. I got donuts. I've got, the Conjoined twins are back.
Oh.
What is going on with the Conjoined twins? Out of nowhere, why did we, last week, and you know what? Do you know how many people commented about last Friday's story and our discussion about the Conjoined twins?
I mean, I think as a society, we all have the same questions, and we want to be respectful. And
it's Abby and Brittany. Those are the two twins, where it's like two heads on like one shoulder and torso. Exactly. And they've been around for years. They were on the talk show circuit. They had a reality show on a TLC, whatever it was.
I mean, they're good-looking like girls.
But for whatever reason, why did we start talking about them last week? Do you remember? It was Friday. It was Good Friday show. We had a couple of things on Good Friday show. We had the Fabio duck in the face reenactment.
Hal was here with his headlines.
Hal Herman headlines. And, I think the audience was a little reduced on Friday because it was Good Friday. But what a hell of a show.
So one of them, I guess the news came out that one of them got married like 3 years ago.
Oh, that's what it was.
And it was I don't know if it was a secret marriage, but it was just never publicized.
It was never publicized. That's why we brought it up. And then we wanted to know if one gets married, does the other put a blindfold on when they're doing it? I mean, what happens?
MJ, check your texts. I sent you a diagram of their body.
I have that.
And what they share? Do you have that?
I actually, that's funny that you sent me that.
That exact picture?
Yeah, I took a picture. Yes, I took a picture of it like over the weekend.
This is crazy.
Yeah. So
how do you not send that to me? You know I have a crush on these
How
girls.
many lungs do you think they have?
3.
6.
I was asking Fester.
Dude, I have the chart. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm not doing the Conjoined twins here. There's an all-new Conjoined twin story today. It's like when it rains Conjoined twins, it pours Conjoined twins.
Well, that's like a cloudy day on Fantasy Island for me, man. Bring on the rain.
All right. Hey, we got to call Wacky Jackie in just a matter of moments. Hey, where's my donut story? Yeah, I was going to do this in the last segment, and then we'll get into Tech Neck, but we'll call Wacky Jackie in the Eclipse Zone. Do we have any Eclipse music?
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Well, that's the only. That doesn't really. Total Eclipse of the Turnaround now.
There's a song called Eclipse by it's a metal band called Sloppy Fart.
No, there's not.
Oh yeah, they broke up.
No, there's not. Stop making stuff up.
Thank you, Tampa. We are Sloppy Fart.
Stop
Eclipse.
Come on, stop.
All right, I'll look up Eclipse music while you talk about
Pink Floyd had a song called Eclipse, right?
the Dark Side of the Moon.
This is so ridiculous. It's like worthy of the MJ Morning Show, okay? A psychologist is telling us whatever donut you prefer, this is essentially your psychological profile. Let me tell you right now, this is absolute garbage, all right?
Well, let's see.
Well, that's why I'm doing it.
Might be just completely factual.
Roxanne, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna give you donut types. You tell me what your favorite donut is.
Okay, let me stop you right there.
What?
I rarely eat sweets and donuts and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I do like them, so I definitely have a favorite.
All right,
Well, that
just-
tells me more about your personality
Listen,
than anything else.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it
really
does.
need to know all that. I just need to know when you eat a donut, what is your preference?
Yep.
Is it the classic glazed?
Nope.
Is it don't answer yet. Don't answer. You just
Nope.
listen to me.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Your favorite donut, classic glazed, a chocolate donut, a custard or jam-filled donut, or do you like a donut with sprinkles?
Easy.
What is it?
Custard.
Oh.
Custard filled.
All right.
I don't like filled donuts.
So according to the psychologist, if you like a custard-filled donut, you're a little more guarded or reserved, but you're kind at heart. You've got a kind, gentle heart. You're a gentle soul.
Because I like custard.
You're kinder than any of the other personality types.
Because I like my donut filled.
Yes.
With custard.
You like custard.
Really, you got to.
That's the question.
That's exactly what we're doing.
No, that was an intentional euphemism.
No.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
MJ.
This is some steamy donut talk all of a sudden.
You like your donut filled? With what?
That's my preference.
With custard.
I could think of a lot worse donut jokes I can make. And
Yeah,
custard
cream filled donuts.
That wasn't it either. But
all right. So next, chocolate donuts. You're always seeking out happiness. If you like a chocolate donut, you're seeking out happiness and fun activities with others. If you like a classic, this is so freaking ridiculous.
All right.
But there's a reason why I'm doing it, because it's the last one. Hold on. If you like a classic glazed donut, you are a traditionalist, you're a homebody, and you prefer staying in and not going out too much if you like glazed. Now, here's the final one. If you like sprinkles, you're more playful and slutty.
Doesn't say that, does it?
I completely agree.
Does it really say that?
Yes.
How did everybody else get nice answers, but the poor sprinkle lovers?
If you like sprinkled donuts,
That's weird.
You're playful or slutty.
I'd like to point out that there's a donut shop not too far from my house called Hole in One Donut. They do an excellent job, fantastic job.
Yeah.
And when I take the kids, they get sprinkled donuts. So so watch out, Hudson.
That's just not right.
No,
That's just
not
not
right. Not right at all.
Talking about your 8-year-old boy and
Yeah.
it's just that's not
I
right.
feel weird.
Yeah, I mean, sprinkle. Come on, man.
It is 7:33 at the MJ Morning Show, almost 7:34. In fact, it's 7:34 right now. If you want to set your watch, it's 7:34. The Crap Watch never stops. You give us an hour and 20 minutes, we'll give you nonstop MJ crap. All right, so we got to call Wacky Jackie. She's in some little BFE, little dump in Ohio.
Speaking of eclipse, her time window is eclipsing.
Oh, really?
We only have her for like another 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Why? What happens?
Yeah, trust me, I'm not keeping her on for 10 minutes.
Well, I want you to have ample time when
guys,
you do.
what the hell did you get me into with this bobblehead stuff?
I have nothing to do with it.
What are you talking about?
I have nothing to do with that.
Who has gotten me into the bobblehead?
Me.
I got to explain the bobblehead. I got a phone call over bobbleheads
That's right.
later today. Hang on.
Meeting.
Yeah, Froggy's got me involved in a bobblehead meeting. Hold on, I'll explain. Let me get Wacky Jackie on the phone. Formerly of the Beasley Media Group sales department here at the Tampa branch, actually St. Petersburg, and she left. She upped and quit. You know, she said, "Take this job and shove it. Boom, 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 working here no more."
Did you know that was written by David Allen Coe? Johnny Paycheck made it famous, but Coe wrote it.
She's in the 520 area code.
Is that Central Ohio? I have no idea.
I would imagine so.
You know, she's from out west.
Yeah. I don't know where 520 is. I don't know. Anyway, Wacky Jackie, we're calling her in Ohio right now.
That's Tucson, Arizona.
Hello.
Is this Wacky Jackie?
It certainly is. Good morning.
Man, I thought you were ghosting us. We hadn't heard from you. You didn't. You haven't produced any great photoshops for us lately.
I haven't done anything lately. I was unemployed for a spell there, and it's it's a bit depressing.
All right, so you now have a job. What is your new job, Wacky Jackie?
I'm working for this amazing family company, family business. They do pad printing, so we print on promotional products.
Oh,
so we do pressed leather, like we do all the embossing of the logos for Barnes & Noble. We're doing baseballs for the entire Little League.
you can send me the catalog later on.
Wow.
All right, so here's the deal. This is great. So, Wacky Jackie, where in Ohio did you move? You moved to some little depressed little town. What's the name of it?
Not depressed. I live right now in Mount Vernon, and this is where the 100% viewing of the eclipse.
And that's why we're calling you. So hold on. Say it slowly. Where do you live in Ohio?
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. I thought that was up in New York.
No.
All right, Mount Vernon, Ohio?
You know, Mount Vernon, Ohio.
All right, and then where you are in Mount Vernon, Ohio, you are in a 100% total eclipse of the... Right?
Yes.
Now, what is the weather forecast for Monday? Are you guys supposed to have clear skies, or what's the...
I'm sliding all over the road here. It is raining so hard. I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
Speed up.
I got to slow down.
Well, why don't you pull
I'm
over?
hydroplaning.
Don't hydroplanes. Oh, my God! Oh, the humanity!
Yeah, I mean, the last thing we need to be on the news for is some crazy lady getting into an accident in Ohio while talking to her.
Okay, we're slowing down. Okay, this dude.
Hold on. What are you doing? 90 miles an hour in heavy rain? And you're
I was doing 65.
All right,
well,
drive
listen.
safely.
All right, so Wacky Jackie, you are in the middle of the eclipse zone. You're going to be a 100% eclipse. But what is the weather forecast supposed to be for Monday?
You know what? As far as I know, it's going to be nice. They're expecting literally thousands of people to pour into this little town. I don't know if there's much going to be room to walk here.
Wow.
There's all kinds of, and like even the churches, I mean, everybody that has a sign out front, it's all eclipse viewing, party 2 to 5.
Oh, eclipse viewing. I'll tell you what, Wacky Jackie, it's great to reconnect. Can we get you to do new Photoshops for us?
I absolutely will.
Yay.
I absolutely will. Here's the thing is, also, I haven't had a workspace. I'm in this crummy little apartment, and I just bought a house. So I'm going to have a full working office space, and I have a big project I've been working on for you guys that I'm going to be mailing.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to call you on Monday morning. We'll call you on Eclipse Day. Coming up on Monday, April 8th, which is my brother's birthday as well.
Oh, wow.
Coming up April 8th, it's the Eclipse Day. We'll call you in the morning, Wacky Jackie, and then we'll obviously probably talk to you on Tuesday morning in the aftermath, okay?
Okay, you got it. I love you guys. I miss you so much.
Wacky Jackie, we miss you too. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I mean, look at that. Seriously, she told them here at Beasley, take this job and shove it.
She actually played that off of her phone as she's walking by the offices of the managers.
But remember, she almost got fired. Remember, didn't she go off on some kind of rant? What was that all about? Refresh my memory. Wasn't she at some party and got liquored up?
No.
What was it?
She was at her home alone and she got drunk.
Oh, that's right.
And then
she was lonely drinking at home, got all hammered, and then went on like Facebook and wrote like a rant about her bosses.
She wrote about everybody who has a corner office. She wrote about every one of them and every one of her thoughts about them.
I think
just unbridled, unfiltered. Her opinion.
I think she called her manager like a dog molester.
Really?
I
don't remember that.
That would have been
that is quite a claim.
That would have been one of the more kind things she would have said.
So here's the deal. She went off on this liquored up rant online.
And then woke up and forgot about it.
Forgot about it.
So it's up there for like 2 days.
And then everyone starts talking about it in the office.
Did she call somebody RuPaul?
Somebody, yeah.
Yeah. So hang on a minute. Oh, she called someone here a RuPaul looking MFer. Yeah. That's what she did. So seriously.
Sashay.
Yeah. So then I had to step up to save her job. So I actually I'm like, you can't get rid of Wacky Jackie. We love her on the show. She does great artwork for us. So then she stayed for like another 2 or 3 months. And then she quit.
She read the tea leaves on that one.
And now she's in the middle of the eclipse zone in Mount Vernon, Ohio. All right, moving along here on the MJ Morning Show. Can you please explain to me, what have you gotten me involved with, Froggy, so Fester, this is not your deal?
I have nothing to do with this.
What are you talking about? We talked about it yesterday.
I know, but I sort of blocked it out.
Okay, Don't block it out.
Okay, you mentioned it in like the last couple of seconds of the show as we're in studio walking out. You're like, oh, hey, by the way, bobbleheads. And I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. And I kept walking.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What
I don't want,
like, you don't want a bobblehead?
Is it a Fester bobblehead?
This is apparently this is Hal Herman related.
Hal Herman's headlines, Tampa Bay's most trusted source for news.
So Froggy knows someone that makes bobbleheads?
Yeah, they're in the bobble business.
Is that a big business?
I think so, yeah. I mean, listen, bobbleheads are it.
Did they come to you about making a Hal Herman's headlines bobblehead, or you went to them?
Well, I got to be honest, MJ.
Is there a mutual friend?
A few hundred emails of people wanting a bobblehead of Hal Herman.
What prompted that?
You have not
They
gotten...
just sent it to me out of
Dude,
nowhere.
you have
Hundreds.
You have not gotten...
Hundreds.
Froggy.
Show me 2.
Yeah, show me 1. You have not gotten
Look, I'll
hundreds
read
of...
one right here. Look.
All right, Froggy, listen to me.
Dear Froggy.
You have not gotten hundreds of emails. I don't even think you've gotten 1 email from anyone that wants a Hal Herman headlines bobblehead doll.
I bet you if you survey the audience somewhere, they would want a Hal Herman official bobblehead. With the jacket and the news microphone and a drink in one hand and a joint in the other one.
And a giant schnoz.
All right. You don't have to go after my nose.
He's holding a microphone, a drink, and a joint. Wait, how many hands does he have?
Can they do, listen to me, can they do a bobble nose within a bobblehead? So can you have the head bobble and then have the giant schnoz bobble as well?
I think it'll just be an extra spring.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
That's the next step. That's the next step in the evolution of bobbleheads.
Oh, it is.
Maybe you could just make his nose, maybe do a bobble nose.
So it's not just, that's what I said. It's the...
But you want to bobble the head and the nose?
No. The nose bobbles on the bobblehead. So the bobblehead bobbles and then the nose on the bobblehead bobbles. It's double bobbling.
Double bobble wobble.
Double bobble wobble.
Yeah.
Can we bubble my wiener too?
All right, we just stop it now.
It has to be large. So no.
Just my nose?
I mean, your nose is so huge. I mean, that area, you look like you have
Fesh, you really think a Hal Herman bobblehead is a bad idea?
With a bobbling wiener, yes.
So listen to this. Did you give her my cell phone number?
You know this person. You met this person.
So we have
it's a mutual friend.
I know her sister. I know Allison Domino because Allison Domino worked with us at FLZ for years.
I thought you knew her sister.
Within
I
the circle of friends, she would fall into the next circle.
She doesn't just do bobblehead. She does a bunch of things with her company, but
I don't know if I ever.
I mean, we could do a plushie doll.
But I don't know if I ever met.
I'm sure you did.
Here's the text. MJ, this is Tracy Domino. Do you have time tomorrow for a call to discuss the bobbleheads?
That's right. All right, we're moving. See, that's what I like.
I'll tell you what.
I want to do a Hal Herman bobblehead special edition. You know when you go to a Rays game and they do a bobblehead?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, like the Wade Boggs bobblehead.
I want a Hal Herman. Not only me, thousands upon thousands of listeners.
Speaking of Wade Boggs, I just met Wade Boggs' daughter, who's a judicial assistant in the Hillsborough County court system.
That's not why I mentioned it.
I just met her, very sweet woman. Anyway, so hang on, just stop for a second. What do I have to pay for this? Do we have to front some like crazy mold charges? I mean, what is it going to...
I don't know. Have your call. Maybe we could give some away.
I mean, figure it out.
I have to do a phone call today about...
I want to do a Hal Herman giveaway.
Herman Bob. First of all, I don't think there's any demand...
What?
...for a Hal Herman bobblehead.
Demand?
I think there's a demand. People are not saying, you know what, I got to have a Hal Herman bobblehead.
That'll spice up anybody's work desk.
Let me tell you right now that Hal Herman headlines and the Hal Herman segments here on the MJ Morning Show are great. But you know what? Let's do some market research right now.
Oh, my God. Hal Herman just texted me. He is pissed.
Yeah,
so, MJ, here's the thing. Nobody knows that they want one, but this is an impulse tchotchke kind of memorabilia type item that once people hear it, they'll say, okay, I want one.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. You sell all kinds of crap.
I don't know that I want one until I know it's available, then I want one.
All right, let's go to the phones on this. Andrew, I'm only going to take a few calls here. I need to ask, this is not going to be a 5-minute segment because I got a lot. We got to do Tech Neck. We got a lot. We got Conjoined Twins update news coming up.
It's not going to be a 5. It's going to be 15 minutes.
It is not going to be 15 minutes.
I bet you we get 100 calls.
I want to go to phones right now.
That's right.
Does anyone listening, I got a freaking phone call about a bobblehead doll later today.
Yeah, we're making things happen
What the hell
over
am I
here.
getting involved with here? How did I get suckered and pushed into this.
The numbers have to make sense, honestly.
Does anyone listening, do you, the MJ Morning Show listener, do you have any need, desire? Do you want a Hal Herman Headlines bobblehead doll?
No, MJ.
Let me give out the phone number. Jeez. All right, 800-990-1047. Do you have any interest? Is this something that humanity needs? A Hal Herman bobblehead. 800-990-1047. Yes or no? I'm just doing some quick little market research right now.
Andrew, if you just put through the nose, I'll come in there and I'll ear smack you.
You know how radio stations, have gimmicky items. We can have an original. He's not even a cast member, is he? He's like a character, right?
Look at the phones. Every phone is ringing. Every line is jammed. 800-990-1047.
She also does plushie dolls. Maybe we could do that instead. So little kids could sleep with Hal
Wait a
Herman.
minute. Her occupation is making bobblehead dolls?
No, her company does all kinds of stuff.
Like promotional items?
Yeah,
or?
promotional items.
Here we go.
Oh, like pens and like Post-it note.
Like she'll do shirts. And
Post-it
stuff like
note pad stacks with your logo on the side.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so does Pete the Sports Geek. He does that stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's a hump.
All right, hang on a minute. Let's
I'm just kidding. I love Pete.
We love you, Pete.
let's go to the phones and ask our listeners, do you have any need or desire for a Hal Herman Headlines?
There's no need for it. You just have it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Hal Herman Headlines. Because facts matter.
Oh, I also have another announcement.
Yeah.
Hal Herman's starting a band.
Oh, what is it?
It's a metal band.
Hal's really spreading himself thin.
They're called Hal Herman.
Hal Herman?
All right.
Hal Herman.
Yeah, so the song's coming soon.
Let me go to phones.
Spreading him thin.
Jules is in. Hey, we're still waiting for the Hal Herman Christmas album. When did that ever...
The Hal Herman's taking over that.
Cajun Fest is very upset about
Yeah,
that.
where's the Hal Herman Christmas album? That was supposed to be out before Christmas. Jules in St. Petersburg. Jules, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Do you have any desire for a Hal Herman bobblehead doll?
Yes, I do. I also have a need for one of all y'all. Each one of you should have a bobblehead.
No, screw them. This is my thing.
Yeah, Jules, how big is your mantle?
Sounds like a very personal question there.
You can use a shelf. Why do I got to have a mantle?
Well, I guess it's interchangeable.
Or just put it on the back deck of your car. You know the people that put all the crap on the back. I'm sorry, what was that, Jules?
I said I can put them in the front part of my car so everybody can see them when I'm driving by.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one yes.
Hal Herman bobblehead
Thank
could
you,
become the
Jules.
new crown.
All right, Bash. That's your name. Bash, that's your name? Bash?
Yeah, it's a nickname from a long time ago.
All right, Bash.
Bet it is.
Bash is in Odessa. Bash, do you need a Hal Herman bobblehead?
I do. I need one because back in the day, I never was able to get a crotchety old man CD. I was just too young. I need some sort of memorabilia.
Oh, wow.
From what's going on.
By the way, crotchety old man CDs, they show up on eBay all the time, and they pop up like at Goodwill and Salvation Army thrift stores. Seriously.
I found my signature
do.
at the Salvation Army on McDill.
Yeah, there you go. So, Bash, all right, I marked you down as yes. Come on.
Also, think about this, MJ. If we do like games like Hal Herman's game shows,
Yeah.
a prize could be a bobblehead.
Pat in Largo. Pat, are you in need of a Hal Herman bobblehead?
Yeah, how much you pay me to take one?
They're going to be free, Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
So, Pat, yes or no?
Not unless you pay me.
I get it.
All right, Pat. You're a
Pat,
dumb idiot.
Yeah, really, Pat. Go start your own radio show, schmuck.
Pat is don't call him a schmuck. He's entitled to his opinion.
His opinion stinks.
Pat, you're entitled to your opinion.
Opinions are like butts.
Wendy's in Spring Hill. Wendy, do you have any desire? I'm only taking a few more calls because I got to move on
No,
here.
you got to take about 50
I'm
more.
not taking
Yeah, there
50
are
calls.
a bunch more to go.
Pat, I'm sorry, Wendy Spring Hill. Do you need
Yes.
Do you need one? Yes or no?
Yes, I do. And also, I need one of Cajun Fester, one of you with the blues mobile and a big poof.
All right.
And then, of course, a lovely one of Roxanne.
No, there's a lot
thank
of-
you.
All right.
Do you know what?
thanks.
This is really weird. Have I ever told you guys a very strange gift I got one time?
Let me guess, a bobblehead?
Yes, of me on a stripper pole.
Someone gave you a bobblehead on a stripper pole?
Yeah.
Who gave you that?
One of my friends, she gave them to like 4 of us. And so we all got them. And then I
I thought you were going to say it was the news director at Bay News 9.
No.
All right.
And I shoved mine in my closet. My daughter found it. And she's like, "What's this, Mom?"
Oh, can I bring this to school for show and tell? Mommy, what is this? Let me finish up with the phone calls here. Brian, Newport Richie, yes or no on a Hal Herman bobblehead?
Of course we want one. How about a limited edition series of different Hal Hermans?
I mean, the possibilities are endless, really.
Thank you. All right.
What's the matter?
Andrew, no more calls. I'll grab James and Wesley Chapel. That's it. I got to move on.
The demand seems to be...
James, Wesley Chapel, do you need a Hal Herman bobblehead?
Absolutely. And MJ, you're not thinking ahead. It's a conversation piece. Somebody sees that I'm saying it's from the MJ Morning Show. You got to listen to the MJ Morning Show. They're hilarious.
I mean,
put a little MJ Morning Show logo there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want them to tell 3 people a day, imagine if they have a bobblehead out.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. All right, well, listen, of the calls I took, it looks like 5 yes and only 1 no.
6 yes. The one, he didn't say no. He just tried to be funny. He's dumb, so who cares about him?
Listen, in no way is that vote binding. Listen, as a courtesy, I will speak to Allison Domino's sister later this morning.
She has a name. It's Tracy.
Tracy Domino?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good sample size. I mean, supply, demand. We got to meet the people's demand.
Andrew, you didn't put that call on the air? Why didn't you put that call on the air?
Because you repeatedly said no more calls.
Hold on.
Wait. Whoa.
Hey, there was one call. What did that caller want to say?
Caller wanted to use it for target practice.
Okay, that's a direct threat.
Andrew, unnecessary.
Andrew, I mean...
Andrew, are you working with us or against us, Andrew? I can't tell sometimes.
Oh, man. All right, let's talk about Tech Neck. What time is it, 7:53? Folks, you're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We do it every single morning. Spread the word. Do you know what's amazing? Do you know how many people I still run into that don't know the MJ Morning Show is back? I mean, it is crazy how many people don't know the MJ Morning Show is back on Q105. Obviously, we've got a ton of listeners, but the growth potential for this show is out of control. Because people are like, I didn't know you were back. I'm going to start listening tomorrow. COVID really messed things up and changed patterns, and we're still trying to recover. And we came back. We relaunched the MJ Morning Show on October 5th of 2020. I mean, right in the middle of the COVID crap. So that's why we ask you, please tell everyone you know, coworkers, friends, strangers at the gas pump. Tell them, hey, you listen to the MJ Morning Show? Q105, 104.7 FM. So there's no budget right now for us to do TV ads or billboards.
But here we are kicking bobbleheads around.
Yeah, well, I got to find out the economics on that. So anyway,
MJ's going to pay for them. We're going to give them away.
Spread the word on the MJ Morning Show back here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Tech Neck. For most people, when you say, and there's a reason why I'm doing this. Because tech neck, when you get all, ratcheted up with your neck because you're bending, you're twisting with, technology, looking at your phone. Anyway, the definition that most people, yes, Roxanne.
I have so many ideas what this could be. Okay, so we eliminate it. It's definitely not when people make out and they look at their phone. Neck.
All right, let me give the definition that most people know.
Okay.
All right. Roxanne's over here flagging me down like she's been stuck on the side of the road for a week and a half.
I have guesses.
She's been brewing a joke for a while. She has to get it out. It's tough room.
So tech neck, if folks out there are probably saying, come on, MJ, really? Why don't you get some new material? This is old. Everyone knows what tech neck is. No, there's a reason why I'm doing this. Tech neck, the definition that most people think tech neck is any form of chronic neck or shoulder pain, soreness or stiffness caused by poor posture while using technology like smartphones, computers. Looking down at electronic devices causes the neck muscles to strain and the shoulders to slump forward. So that is the traditional, most known definition of tech neck, as in technology neck. TECHNECK, tech neck. But there's something else that has come into my purview recently. Michelle actually told me about this. And Roxanne, before I do the great reveal, go ahead.
Okay, is tech neck when you watch a lot of TikTok dances and you kind of, move around and dance while you talk and jerk your head around? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, I have seen that first tech neck you talk about because see my view of the hallway here from this Q105 studio? I can watch people walk by and I notice over time people get more hunchy because of their staring at their... I see it every day.
You're watching
see it every day.
People walking by and they're starting to hunch over like Neanderthals.
Yep. I'm like, oh, look, he's hunchier than he was 3 days ago.
You ever see that progressive chart, the artwork of the evolution of man? And it's kind of like hunched over and then man, Homo sapien then starts walking upright.
We peaked pre-cell phone.
Is that it? Now we're on the decline.
Uh-huh.
We're going
the
back.
Bell curve.
We're going back to Neanderthal. Is that it?
A few years, we're going to be grunting. Bashing women over the head.
Oh, Fester, what's up with your kid grunting? Have you put a stop to that?
It's growling.
I'm sorry.
Grunting.
Yeah, so it continues occasionally,
right?
Which is followed by a beating. So
don't talk about beating your kid.
I mean, I tried talking it out of him. I was like, hey, listen, pal, that's not how we do it.
Fester's
He doesn't respond to that.
Fester's kidding around. He's not beating his kid. You're
not
going to have Hillsborough County DCF all over you.
Come on over.
Oh my God,
dude,
you're a nut.
No,
you're a nut.
No, he gets frustrated and he like, hey,
do you want to have him on the air maybe tomorrow morning and I can talk to him? Uncle MJ can talk him.
Yeah,
I want to hear him grunt.
Yeah, he'll grunt at you. No,
can we have him on tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Would your wife put a kibosh on that?
Listen, he'll put a kibosh on it. He'll punch it with his one hand.
All right, where was I? Oh, back to tech neck. So we know what the standard, most known definition of tech neck is, but there's a different definition. But it still has to do with technology. It still has to do with people hunching over, bending over. Tech neck is also necks getting more wrinkly.
Ooh, that's a problem.
Oh, gobble neck.
So it's increasing, apparently, premature waddles. You know what a neck waddle is, right? It's like the turkey thing when when someone has like the skin flap hanging down on their neck. So for younger people, you are starting to lay the foundation for wrinkly necks. And, Michelle knows somebody in the, kind of like the plastic surgery and the cosmetic, fillers, Botox, the laser surfacing, I don't even remember all the technical terms for all the devices, but tech neck is being seen on people younger and younger, and it's mostly women that go for these procedures like the micro needling and the fusion laser, skin surface, all that stuff. But tech neck is starting to hit women younger because so many people, and as far as tech neck goes, they're seeing a lot of women coming in with more wrinkles and creases and folds developing on their neck because of all the hunching over, the bending down. Everyone is, looking down at their cell phones. And clearly over the last, I would say, decade to, 10 to 15 years, and we're like, it's out of control now. The people, you walk into a restaurant, look around how many people are on their phones. I mean, while you're driving right now on I-70, 5, you're driving on I-4, wherever you look around, the number of people that are like hunched over looking at their cell phones while they're driving.
That's why if you notice how I text, I always do it like this.
Yeah,
Have you noticed I do that?
Yeah, Roxanne also FaceTimes with the cell phone up really high, so it hides double chins.
And for those who aren't watching MJTV, I'm like doing a back bend and holding my phone up above my forehead.
But tech neck is an issue. It's not just the pain and the neck spasms and muscle issues. It's the wrinkles. So
it's aesthetics.
A couple of definitions for tech neck. It's the wrinkles, the folds, the premature skin flappage and waddles that people are getting because so many are bent over and hunched and looking at their devices.
This reminds me of something I sent you, MJ, about a week ago when we were doing that segment on Gen Z and why they're not as happy as previous generations. As a supplement, I sent you this story, and it was about how Gen Z as a whole feels like they're aging faster. And I forget why they feel like they're aging faster. I think it's because they look at too much IG and their standards are too high. But this might play into it. Gen Z is getting more wrinkly necks sooner.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, so I have a story here that is unbelievable. I have some music to accompany this story. And this could be an actual episode of... Exactly.
Doogie Howser.
No, dude, come on. This could be an actual episode of Law and Order.
Dude, the Doogie Howser theme did sound a lot like that, though.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't sound like Law and Order.
Kind of close.
All right, do you guys know why I'm doing Law and Order sounds right now?
No.
You have no idea what has happened to a former Law and Order star?
I can't name one person from the show.
Oh, get out of here.
I swear to God, I can't.
Guys, hold on. Am I the only one that does show prep around here?
Yes.
Sure.
I do it every break.
Okay. All right. Now, former Law and Order star. This is crazy. This is an absolute insane, off the charts crazy story. Angie Harmon, remember the attractive,
the redhead.
Angie, she didn't have red.
No.
What am I thinking?
Straight
You're
brunette.
thinking of Marg Helgenberger or something.
What Angie with red hair? am I
Angie
thinking?
Harmon.
You're thinking like Angie Everhart.
Yes, that's who.
Completely
Angie Harmon has dark hair.
Okay, I was thinking Everhart.
Angie Harmon, very attractive. She was on Law and Order for years.
Jeez.
Angie Harmon had her dog shot and killed by an Instacart driver.
Oh,
What? Exactly. What?
Why did she do that?
I mean, what? What is going on here?
She paid the guy. Wait, what?
Can you order that on Instacart?
Yes, I'd like to order my dog being shot by the driver. No, this is awful. Angie Harmon says that an Instacart, these are the folks that take the milk and the cereal off the shelves at Publix and drop it off at your house. And she claims that an Instacart driver, first of all, I don't understand that. I can get off my ass and go to Publix or Winn-Dixie or Sprouts or Rollin' Oats or Whole Foods or Piggly Wiggly. I can go to these markets. I can do my own shopping. I want to do my own shopping.
Some people can't.
I don't
lucky.
I don't want somebody picking up my produce. I want to pick up my own produce.
Yeah, but if you're ordering Captain Crunch, what does it matter as long as you get the Crunch Berries?
You know what I really say? I got to start going to that produce market out on Hillsborough. That's what I got to start doing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I gotta start going out there.
Let's go.
Yeah, the one, down there. Yep, absolutely. All right, so in an Instagram post yesterday, former Law and Order star Angie Harmon said that a man delivering groceries for Instacart got out of his car and shot her pet Ollie over the weekend.
Ollie?
What the hell? Listen to this. She wrote, "He shot our dog with my daughters and myself at home and just kept saying, 'Yeah, I shot your dog. Yeah, I did.'" She wrote in her Instagram post, "We're completely traumatized and beyond devastated at the loss of our beloved boy and family member." Absolutely. I love our dogs. We've got 2 Jack Russell Terriers. We've got Gatsby, a male. We've got Scout, a female. They're both going to be 6 coming up in a couple of months. I mean, they are members of the family. And an Instacart driver shot their dog, Ollie? What the living... And the guy said, "Yeah, I shot your dog. Yeah, I did."
Well, that guy's a mental case.
Harmon said the man was not arrested after he claimed self-defense, but added that he did not have a scratch or bite on him, nor were his pants torn. This happened up in North Carolina. I guess that Angie Harmon lives in the Charlotte, Mecklenburg, North Carolina area.
Did you say the dog breed?
I don't see the dog breed. Now,
I'm looking at a picture of the dog.
It looks like it's a mix. It looks like it might be looks like a delightful dog. What the heck? Why would an So is he claiming, oh, the dog growled at me or the dog was charging me, the dog attacked me?
That's like my stupid neighbor who blew the air horn in my dog's face. Like, people are just mean to dogs.
When did that happen?
Oh,
My dog goes on the dock and barks at boats that go by.
Oh, that's right. He drove by.
And I threw a baseball at him.
That's right. You hit him with a baseball.
Yeah, right in the elbow.
Yeah.
Do it again. People are just mean.
The Charlotte Mecklenburg, North Carolina Police Department did not immediately respond to USA Today, who was asking for a comment or more information. Instacart says the company is in contact with Harmon and is cooperating with law enforcement on their investigation. We're deeply saddened and disturbed to hear about this incident. Instacart said in a statement to USA Today, we have no tolerance for violence of any kind, and the shopper account was immediately suspended from our platform. Wow. That is... The Instacart driver used the identity and photo of a woman named Merle. So the Instacart driver that shot the dog was a man, but used a female profile picture?
Oh, man.
All right, this story is crazy. Merle. On Angie Harmon's... Folks, if you want to weigh in on this, I mean, have you ever had an Instacart driver or any type of
an Instacart altercation?
Well, other than Instacart, you also have what?
Uber Eats,
DoorDash, Uber Eats. Have you had any of these? Have you had a crazy gig economy run-in? I guess that's the best way to put it, right? Have you had any kind of run-in with an Instacart, Uber Eats, DoorDash? I mean, anything physical? Has any delivery person kicked your dog? Or do you have any reaction to this? When I saw this, I was blown away. First of all, Angie, listen, I don't want to be a smartass over here, but I mean, why are you using Instacart? Go do your own shopping.
You're being a smartass.
Will you stop judging people who do that?
You're like the first people who shamed people for using indoor toilets.
Let's get it.
Why aren't you pooping
you
outside?
hear about them?
I like to walk. I get my steps in when I poop outside.
All right, 800-990-1047. If you have any reaction to this story, or if you've had any issue with any Instacart delivery, I'm sure the bulk of the Instacart people out there are fine, caring, loving human beings that love animals. But I'll tell you what, Angie Harmon, formerly of Law and Order, got the wrong freaking Instacart driver, apparently, dropping off her groceries when he shoots and kills your dog. On her Instagram. So fire up the phones, 800-990-1047. If you have any thoughts, any comments on this, any kind of an Instacart story, or if you're an Instacart driver, I would love to hear from you. Is this like flying through the Instacart community right now?
Yeah, all the Instacarters are all huddled up in produce talking about it.
Or, I mean, have you had any kind of a problem with Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, whatever? 800-990-1047. What? Wait a minute. Hey, tell Mike to hang on. Mike says he knows Angie. We have a caller that says that he knows Angie Harmon. All right. On her Instagram yesterday, Harmon shared the delivery order confirmation that she received on the app. The photo showed that the order arrived Saturday at 11:51 a.m. And she wrote, to the man who took Ollie away from us, your actions are despicable and inexcusable. You've not only robbed us of a beloved family member, but you've also traumatized us beyond measure. She put this in an Instagram story.
That's awful.
The fact that someone could commit such a heartless act is beyond comprehension to me, that I'm devastated that I didn't get to say goodbye to him. I can't even imagine my thoughts, my feelings on what Angie Harmon and her family are going through right now. I'm devastated for her. Let me grab Mike. Mike says that you know.
Hey, MJ.
Yeah, and Mike, how do you know Angie Harmon?
So we met years ago in New York City. This is going back 31 years when we were all models back in the day. I used to model for Ralph Lauren, and she was doing her thing.
Wow.
And then we all sort of moved out to L.A. and sort of came up as actors. We actually worked together on Inconceivable, and still friends to this day. And
when's the last time you spoke or had contact with Angie?
Oh, God. It's got to be at least 15 years.
Oh, so it's been a while. All right. Did you know that an Instacart driver shot and killed her dog? Did you know this?
Yep. I saw that on Instagram yesterday, and I was absolutely disgusted because she is such a kind, loving, caring human being. I mean, if you follow her Instagram thread, she actually has a pet squirrel. Like, she adopted this little baby in her yard and has this, has a sweater for it and everything. Like, she is such a kind, caring human being. And I absolutely busted out in tears when I heard that. I could not believe it.
It's awful. You know,
absolutely.
And she's likable. As far as like Hollywood celebrities and Law and Order, that was all filmed up in New York. It still is. But, I mean, she is such a likable actress.
Yeah, she's a beautiful, kind human being. And I can tell you right now, she can drink as much whiskey as I can.
Oh, man.
Right.
All right, well, listen, Mike, you might want to reach out to her and send her a message that you saw the story and your heart aches for her.
Nope, I did.
All right.
I sent her a private message, but yeah, it's disgusting, and it's sort of the day and age in the world that we live in, where people are falsifying who they are, and there's really no accountability.
Hey, Mike, would you do me a favor? Would you reach out to her? If she responds back, can you reach out to her and see if there's any chance that she will come on our show and tell us a story and talk about this?
Absolutely. As soon as I get to work, I'll send her a message.
All right. I would, if you can broker that, if you can get Angie Harmon to call in, you know, because we are all animal lovers, well, except for Fester. Listen, we love our dogs. Hold on. Roxanne and Fester have no pets.
Yeah, we're the only ones with
We have small children.
I have a chicken in the backyard now. So.
Oh, that's true.
Out there that need to be adopted.
Hold on. What was it? Hold on, Mike, hang on. Say that again, please.
There are so many animals out there that need to be adopted.
Yep.
That are just sitting there waiting for love. I mean, for Father's Day 5 years ago, I went and got a pit bull, and he pulls me on my skateboard in my neighborhood every day, and he's the happiest dog ever.
That's awesome, Mike. Hey, reach out to Angie Harmon and let me know if she responds, okay?
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, Mike, just drop me an email at mj@mjmorningshow.com, okay?
Got it.
Thank you. Let me grab Ginger. Ginger's in Lakeland. She's an Instagram driver. Hi, Ginger. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, guys.
All right, so you're an Instacart driver. Did I say Instagram driver?
Maybe.
You're an Instacart driver. What are your thoughts when you hear this?
I think I'm appalled by it because there's no need to kill the animal. Yes, if the animal is attacking you, then there's ways of non-lethal reaction. I was almost attacked by a dog in a hotel room. And it was a pit bull, and the owner, she literally had to lay down on the dog to keep him from me. He nipped.
Oh, hold on. What were you doing with a pit bull in a hotel room? Were you like delivering to a hotel?
I was.
Okay.
Yes, I was delivering to a hotel.
Gotcha. Ginger, how long do you do or how often do you do Instacart?
This is my full-time job.
Oh, you're doing it full time?
Yes.
And do you make good money?
I try to do $100 a day, so. Yeah, I mean, I pay my bills.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Ginger. Thanks for checking in. Wendy in Bradenton. Wendy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi there.
Wendy, your thoughts on this?
I know in St. Petersburg, somebody's dog went missing in a cul-de-sac. I guess they let it out front or it got out, and they checked the Ring cameras to see if they can find the dog, and they saw a Lyft driver pull up, get the dog, and pull out.
Yeah, didn't we talk about that one? I believe we talked.
Sounds familiar. Yeah,
we talked about that on the morning show some time ago. Yeah. I don't know what it is. That's awful stories. Thank you, Wendy. All right, one more, and then I'm running late on the whole sleep tourism story, which I think I might call BS. I don't know. I'll float it in a second. Stephanie in Oldsmar. Stephanie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello, Steph.
Hello. So about 2 weeks ago, I had an Instacart guy totally bail on bringing my groceries because he got lost in our neighborhood, which is gated. And I tried to talk him through and how to get into the neighborhood. And he's like, I lived here. I know what I'm doing. And it was like 30 minutes later, still no delivery. And then he just totally bailed on the whole delivery and sent it back to the store, which went to another whole Instacart shopper. And they said he never came back with the groceries. It's like he totally just took all my food and went home.
Did you get charged?
No, they didn't. You know, that was my first question. I was like, oh, my gosh, he's going to shop again? So I got a whole new person, and the person that took up the shopping said he had never seen anything like it before and saw my conversation, and I was being nice, trying to help guide him around the neighborhood. But he, I think, just had a meltdown and said, that's it, I'm done with this.
Stephanie, how far away do you live from the supermarket?
Okay. I'm like 5 minutes, but for me, I'm just super busy, and I don't spend as much money if I Instacart because I'm a little more organized.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's
All
a
right.
good point.
Thank you, Steph. Appreciate it. Let's see if Mike can somehow come through and get Angie Harmon on the show. But I saw the story yesterday. I'm like, holy crap.
I just saw a video of her like 2 weeks ago, and she was talking on Instagram or something, and there was a squirrel running around her face.
Yeah, well, that's what someone just said.
It was very weird.
That's what Mike said, that she's got like a pet squirrel.
It just like was sitting on her shoulder.
Yeah.
It was very
Look at
odd.
that. Have you guys heard of sleep tourism, that there's a whole market?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I really apologize. I'm running very late on this story. I had promoted this and teased this earlier. I apologize. But there is a billion-dollar sleep tourism industry where people are booking rooms for special smart beds, personalized pillows, alarm clocks that read bedtime stories. What? Is this real or is this a joke?
I mean, I'm not really into the alarm clocks reading these stories. However, the rest of it sounds fantastic.
Same.
Who the hell goes on vacation to sleep?
I would.
What are you talking about?
Why?
Sleep is awesome.
Yeah, because I don't get it at home like that. I just saw, did I send it to you? I saw a story about how if you get 2 bad nights of sleep in a row, it makes you feel 5 years older. Then if you get a month of good sleep, you feel like 5 years younger. So sleep is important. I would definitely go on a vacation like this. Sign me up.
Sleep tourism is the latest travel trend. Sleep tourism sector is expected to boom by $400 billion by 2024. I'm sorry. I'm not aware of this. When we go on vacation, do we try to find a great quality to value prospect ratio for a nice hotel with, nice nice facilities?
All right,
sure,
so
but
wait.
I am not booking vacations based on the pillow and the bed.
Oh, let me tell you, I stayed at a hotel in Miami, and I was like, after we checked out, I go, can I please find out what the name of your mattress is? I forgot to look at it, and they couldn't tell me, but it was like the best mattress I had slept in. And so then when we go back to Miami,
You take the sheets off and you look at the label on the mattress.
didn't think about it until we left the room and walked out and had our luggage. But my point is, I will pick that hotel now in the future because I had such an enjoyable experience
What
in the
hotel
mattress.
was it?
The Biltmore.
The Biltmore in Miami.
MJ, you don't go on vacations to rest.
I go on vacations to do.
To wear yourself out.
But
I want to go, do. I want to see. I want to dive.
Yeah, some people want to chill.
I don't want to sleep. I don't want to.
Yeah, but some people, that's the idea of not a vacation.
By the way, that was a snore, not an oink.
I mean, if I was on like a fishing vacation, I would fish like you do dive. I'd fish every day for like 12 hours and then sleep at night.
But some people go to a destination for relaxation. You're not one to go to a Caribbean resort and stay in a lounge chair for 6 hours a day.
Let me go to an exotic destination and sleep.
Yeah, sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up without an alarm. Then say, what am I going to do today? Whatever the heck I want. Do I have to do anything?
Oh,
No.
hang on. I just woke up. You know what? I'm going to go back to sleep.
Maybe.
But they get recharged and rejuvenated.
Yeah.
They feel like they went somewhere.
Close those drapes.
And had a great vacation.
But as far as people, you brought something up. As far as people that like pillows or mattresses, people steal pillows from hotels all the time. If they like the pillow.
Oh, yeah.
People will steal the pillows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remembered we stayed at either a Four Seasons or a Ritz-Carlton somewhere, and we loved the pillows. and we just jammed them all into our suit. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, I looked at the label on the pillow, and it was a company called Pillowtex out of New Jersey. And I called them up, and they only sold to like industry and designers. So this is years ago. I called up and I said that I was the chief designer at Todd Designs, and they sold me samples. But now it turns out that they have a retail store in New Jersey that Michelle and I actually visited like 5 years ago, and they have a retail store. And I didn't tell the guy that I bamboozled them, 20 years ago, but I think it's called Pillowtex, and they're in New Jersey. And we pulled into some shopping center parking lot, and they had an out parcel building where they had a store in northern Jersey. So, but I'm not going on vacation. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I am never going to be a sleep tourist, but apparently the industry is booming, and I just don't get it.
No, because you're so active, you don't need to rest.
I want to do all over my vacation. I just want to do all over the place on my vacation. That's a good time for me.
That's like a friend. That's how you determine if you're friends with someone or not friends with them, is if you have the same vacation styles. If you're a do, you're not on my trip.
You get up at 7 and go sightseeing. Ugh.
What are we gonna do today when the sun's like just coming into the blinds?
Look at the Eiffel Tower.
I'm going to the scuba boat, okay? I'm going for a couple of dives, man.
You'll see the same stuff over and over again. A fish, a turtle, okay, a rock.
When I flew to Indonesia with Chloe,
Jesus,
I went diving. I did 42 dives in 11 days.
Yeah, and you know what?
42. I dived.
And you saw 42 fish.
Ugh,
I saw
a shark.
42 million fish.
Look, another shark.
Let's try catching one. How about them apples?
All right. So moving along, I'm not going to be a sleep tourist ever. I'll tell you that.
Unfortunately.
Right now. Let's talk about the whole medical marijuana issue and the fact that that's taken hold in the state of Florida. But now, recreational marijuana, according to the Florida Supreme Court, is going to be on the ballot. First, let's talk medical. Froggy, you're a medical marijuana card holder, correct?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why do you say it like that?
Well, can you elaborate a little bit?
I have, medical issues.
So my question is, Froggy.
Like coughing into microphones? Is that one of the medical issues?
By the way, you turning your mic off really masked that sneeze.
Sorry.
So my question for you, Froggy, you have a medical marijuana card.
Uh-huh.
If, by any chance, voters in Florida, I'll give you the whole background here in a second. If by any chance voters in Florida on the November ballot do vote for an amendment approving recreational marijuana in the state, would you be purchasing your marijuana through your medical card, or would you shift to just a recreational purchase?
I don't know. I don't know how the recreational stuff's going to work. If it's going to be stronger, better,
faster.
Well, would there be a price difference if you needed something for medical reasons?
You don't have medical. You have a specific amount you have to get that you can only get. There's a limit.
I'm going to tell you where I stand. And listen.
Oh, God, here we go.
I'm in a group text with all of my old high school buddies, with Kyle and Doug and Mike and Alvin. Yes, Alvin. And me. We got 5 of us in this group text. They are all professionals. They all have great jobs. They are all my age.
Yeah.
They all smoke pot. All of them. I am the only one of my high school friend group that we put back together. I'm the only one that's not doing edibles and smoking joints or doing bong hits or smoking bowls or whatever.
You just do ketamine? Is that right?
No, I don't. I don't do anything.
You should try it, Eddie.
I drink wine and whiskey. That's it.
Oh, that's great. Alcohol is so much better for you.
And I don't drink it that much. On the weekends, we'll have a bottle or two, and I'll maybe, on Saturday night, we had a friend over, and Chloe, I guess, is dating some dude, and he was over, and I made a couple of batches of old fashions.
God, that's what I want you to Instagram, is you interacting with Chloe's suitor.
Here's an old fashioned for you, young man. Now have a seat and let's have a chat.
So,
what are your intentions?
when I make my old fashions, I use rye, and bullet rye, Rittenhouse rye is a good value.
Okay.
Oh, Fester's going to say, "Why don't you shut up, MJ? This is a podcast. Why don't you do that on a pod? Well, because I'm taking 10 seconds to say that I like to make an old fashioned with rye, and that's the best kept secret.
We're talking about marijuana on the ballot.
All right. Well, I'm talking about my vices.
Just slowly turn the car back to the road.
Okay.
I like to pull. I like to talk about drugs and alcohol in the same conversation.
Hey, I'm back on the road.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking a crazy turn. Just slowly turn the wheel a little bit to head
Thanks.
toward the road.
Scorsese directing the show over here.
Somebody
I got Fester Scorsese over here.
Somebody needs to.
Yeah. All right, so here's the deal. Yesterday, the Florida Supreme Court, they approved recreational marijuana to appear on the ballot here in Florida in November as a constitutional amendment. So this amendment, this would be for non-medical marijuana use. This is recreational marijuana. And it would take away any penalties, criminal, civil. It would take away the penalties for any individual over the age of 21, so 21 and over, for recreational marijuana use. The amendment states that it would be up to 3 ounces of marijuana for personal consumption.
There's still a limit?
3 ounces seems
you can't have a trunk full, man. You can't have 3 bales in your back seat, dude.
Screw that then.
All right.
I mean, who can get by on 3 ounces?
Yeah. Do you know how much 3 ounces of pot is?
That's a lot of pot.
That's a lot of free.
Froggy, tell us exactly how much is 3 ounces.
But in a month?
Why'd you show us with your hands?
Oh, 3 ounces a month?
Hold your hands up to MJ TV and show us with
it's like
3.
That. But in a month,
So in order for this to get passed, it has to be at least 60% of the voters for this amendment approving recreational marijuana on the ballot in November. And then if at least 60% say yes to oh, look at the phones. The phones are lighting up already, lighting up like a joint right here. So at least 60%. And then for it to become law, it would then take 6 months. So if it's voted in November, 6 months later, if voters in Florida say yes to recreational pot 6 months later, the Supreme Court here in Florida, it was a 5-2 decision. Obviously, 2 justices were opposed to it. Governor DeSantis, I believe, is opposed to recreational use. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody opposed to it, obviously. Listen, my problem is the smell. You go through New York where it's not even, I don't even think it's legal recreation, but it's everywhere. I don't like the smell. I don't like the skunk smell. I do not like the smell of burning cannabis. I don't like it. It's like an assault on my olfactory senses. Aww. I don't want to have to go everywhere and smell marijuana. And when you go to New York City, for instance, it is everywhere. You're walking down the street and people are just smoking joints like cigarettes. And it's just the smell. I just want to breathe clean air. I don't want to have to breathe marijuana everywhere I go. So if that happens in Florida, let's say it would be obviously inside your home, but come on.
You should go buy a farm.
People are going to be smoking it everywhere, and I just don't want to be attacked with the smell of marijuana everywhere I go. That's my position. If you want to smoke marijuana in your own home, then that's your business. If it's, recreational and it's legalized, or if you use medical marijuana, but I just don't want to have to be out and about and have to smell marijuana everywhere.
Aw. Poor baby.
You know who I feel bad for in all this?
Who's that?
The mob. The government's cutting into all their businesses.
Gambling.
Gambling is out. Everyone, Government wants a piece of that.
How about liquor smuggling?
Yeah.
You feel bad for the mob with the end of liquor,
of prohibition. Yes.
end of prohibition,
Yes.
and liquor smuggling.
Put all the bootleggers out of business.
Exactly. Cutting into all their little,
All right, look at the phones here. Fessa, bring up the phone screener. 800-990-1047. I don't mind grabbing a couple of calls here. Oh, look at all of the lines. Every line is like ringing. 800-990-1047. I'm not a prude. If you like smoking marijuana, that's your business. But I just don't want to smell it everywhere. And my concern is if it's legalized in Florida in November, that we're just going to smell marijuana everywhere. Let's go to phones on this. Froggy, weigh in. You want to, call me names? You want to kick me in the,
I mean, you know my thoughts on this. You're a Karen.
I'm not a Karen.
You're a Ken, whatever a male version is.
All right, 800-990-1047. Emily is in St. Pete. Emily, hi, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Emily. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a nurse manager for a compassionate care clinic, a medical marijuana clinic. And, if medical marijuana and recreational marijuana are still kind of the Wild West as far as things go for rules and regulations. Every state kind of does its own thing, but there are some characteristics of, medical and recreation that some are kind of following suit on.
Let me ask you a question, Emily. You being a nurse manager, how many people, if you were to guess, what percentage of people get marijuana here in Florida under the guise of medical purposes, but really just kind of bamboozle their way through and it's just for recreational use?
Well, it kind of depends on the clinic that you're at. Some of the clinics are kind of like pill mills. Your number, get you in, get you out. We really don't care. As long as you have, something that can qualify you, it works. But at our clinic, you really have to have a legitimate medical diagnosis. But, I would say at our clinic, at least 90% have legitimate, Yeah, most of our patients in our clinic are over 65 these days. Probably 70% of our patients are over 65.
Gotcha. Thank you, Emily. Have a great day. Kent in Apollo Beach. Hello, Kent. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
How are you, MJ?
Hey, is this the Kent that I know from Mr. Kim's days?
It is.
Holy, yes. I don't know any Kents other than the Kent from Mr. Kim days.
Well, you know the right one.
Yeah. Hey, Kent. Good to hear from you, buddy. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is I do take the gummies. I do have my medical card, but I use it for sleep. But what I'm trying to say is there's a ton of people. Now, I must admit I'm vested in the business as well. But by the marijuana that the people smoke that are the flower, if they get it off the street, it can be laced with anything for a multitude of things. And this is one way to regulate it. You're getting it from a proper grower.
Right.
That's government. I mean, they watch over the place every day.
So, Kent, you have, I guess, medical marijuana credentials. Would you support, this is going to be on the ballot in November here in Florida, recreational marijuana is going to be on the ballot. So I'm guessing you would vote yes.
Oh, absolutely. And when I was young, I smoked it, but I've never done it again. But I do take the gummies
Gotcha.
For sleep and the anxiety. And ointments and creams that they make for arthritis. There's so many benefits to it that are being ignored. Now, the smell, they're actually working on a way to remove the smell from the marijuana. Now, how they do that, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't really remove the smell from Marlboros and Winstons, did they? Hey, Kent, great to hear from you, buddy.
Okay, you have a good day.
You too. Denise is in Lutz. Hello, Denise. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay, so my girlfriend was staying at extended stay, right? I guess a lot of people stay there for, an extended time.
That's why it's called extended stay.
That's the whole concept behind it.
Exactly. So, they won't let you smoke cigarettes in the rooms. But I would walk down the hallway and was totally overwhelmed by the smell of marijuana.
Extended marijuana skunk smell.
Oh, man. I don't like the smell either, MJ.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what do you think I started doing? Smoking my cigarettes in the room.
Good for
Old school.
you.
I love it.
Good for you.
I'll fight fire with fire. Thank you, Denise. Have a great day. Ron is in St. Pete. Ron, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi there.
Yeah, I agree with the smell. What my concern about that is that these people that have the medical use for it, and I guess they're supposed to smoke it at their house. I mean, I'm on a Harley most of the time, and I smell it everywhere in front of me, and it's also concerning because I want them to pay attention to what we're doing on the bikes instead of wondering where the next McDonald's is. You know what I mean?
Listen, you're a couple of things here. You've just brought up a couple of issues. First of all, as a Harley rider, I noticed the Harley riders, really pay attention to the road rules. They're generally good drivers, and I believe in the whole, look twice for motorcycles. Save a motorcyclist's life. Just make sure you don't have a cycle in your blind spot or don't pull out in front of a cycle. But also, I got to say, Ron, the Harley drivers, they tend to be really good law-abiding drivers. But some of the, the crotch rockets, they're like reckless and weaving. I had a guy again just last week, I think it was Friday, on the Howard Franklin. And I'm going home after the morning show. I'm like, this dude on the motorcycle has a death wish. Anyway, so the other point that I wanted to get into was if marijuana is legalized for recreational use with a ballot amendment come November, then 6 months later, if it passes, it would be legal in Florida for recreational marijuana. How many more people will be stoned on the roads? And if you look at some of the stats, like Colorado, there was absolutely an increase in traffic crashes and fatalities and injuries after recreational marijuana was legalized in the state of Colorado.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I would have to think about where I'm going to ride my bike if that passes. I know I'm not going to vote for it. Not that I have anything against people that want to use it, but it's just it's getting out of hand.
Ron, thanks for the call. All right, just taking calls on this and your opinion. Whatever it is, it is. 800-990-1047. But this was a big move with the Florida Supreme Court yesterday, allowing the recreational marijuana amendment on the ballot in November. Brian in Palm Harbor. Brian, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, MJ, how you doing?
Doing well. Go ahead.
All right. I actually am going to take a left turn on this subject due to the fact that I am a medical patient in 2 states.
Well, you're not going to be a UPS driver if you're taking a left turn, man.
No.
Yeah, all right turns, man. Go ahead.
No, I just meant with the subject matter. As far as being a medical patient in 2 states, I was in Illinois and as well as Florida. The aspect of making it recreational is absolutely absurd.
All right, so you're a medical patient. You smoke marijuana for medical reasons, but you are opposed to recreational marijuana approval.
Absolutely. Most definitely. I saw the wave in Illinois happen to where the medical patients basically got left high and dry due to the fact that the taxation and the ability to release it to the common consumer faster than the medical patients. It was basically a money propaganda as far as Illinois.
Now, Robert, are you still a medical marijuana patient?
I am, correct.
Did you wake and bake this morning?
No, I did not.
All right, just checking.
No, I'm
I heard a kid in the car. I just want to make sure you're not all ripped,
Every morning.
Yeah. All right, Robert, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, this is Brian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Brian, thanks for the call. Look at the phones on this. Mike in Clearwater. Mike, MJ Morning Show, you're next.
Hello, good morning.
Mike, where are you on recreational marijuana on the ballot? If it's approved, then, yeah, I think it's enough calls. Thank you, Andrew. Where are you if it's approved on the ballot in November?
I'm all for it because then it will get less breaking the laws and stuff because they're arresting them for minor stuff, a simple possession. They're giving them jail time, probation, Why? It's a simple possession.
Mike, thanks for the call. Carter is in St. Pete. Hello, Carter. MJ Morning Show, you're on.
Hey, what's going on? I come down here to St. Pete from Colorado in October,
and I'm telling you, honest to God, the smell is ridiculous anywhere and everywhere you go in Colorado.
Yeah, listen, I'm a skier, and we ski Vail. I've skied Vail for over 25 years, and I was just out in Vail over Christmas time for a couple of weeks, and the smell of marijuana on the slopes, it's all over.
It's bananas.
Yeah.
I get the money that it brings to the state.
That's all I want is a reckless rider, snowboarder, all high that just came out of the woods, and, just was smoking a big blunt with his friends. That's what I want next to me.
That's exactly right. That's why people are bashing each other. But I'm telling you, the traffic incidents, it's the crime that comes with it. And I used to smoke and everything. I'm not necessarily against it, but I see that it brings a lot more problems than it does good.
Thank you, Carter. And again, listen, people enjoying marijuana, even though it's not legal, if you do it in your own home, I guess that's your business if you want to. But I'm just concerned that if it's legalized in Florida, I don't want the smell everywhere. And then the concern about just stone drivers, all over the place. Andrew, I'll take 3 more calls and then I got to move on here. What time is it? 8:42 now. Bernice is in Bradenton. Bernice, MJ Morning Show, you're it. Go.
Good morning, MJ. This is Bernice, of course. I love the smell of marijuana. Now, my son uses medical marijuana for ailments and for post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I'm kind of contradictory of smelling it all the time. If they're going to allow it, then, do it in places where not everyone has to smell it. But it does have medicinal purpose.
Why do you love the smell of burning cannabis, marijuana?
I don't know. It's just I don't smoke it, but I love the smell. It's just a matter of how strong it is. Just a small whiff of it, is okay. But if I had to be driving and smelling it all the time, I could totally understand. The smell would get annoying and get.
Gotcha. Roxanne?
I want to smell it.
Oh my.
Old school from the board. Roxanne drops. I want to smell it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what does marijuana make you want to do? Anything else?
It's fun. I like pain.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought you were going to do that blah, 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 blah.
Hang on, man. Do I have, hang on. Roxanne after a joint.
I don't do that.
But is there anything other than marijuana?
I prefer meth.
Oh,
yes, that's what I do. That is what I do. I prefer meth.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Roxanne.
I prefer meth.
Yeah, that's not on the ballot this November. Yeah, that's
none of the hard stuff.
All right, 2 more. Robert in Tampa. Robert, MJ Morning Show, go.
Hey, MJ, thanks for taking the call. Appreciate it.
All right, go ahead.
Issue is this. Being a part-time Uber driver, you get people that smoke marijuana, which I don't have a problem with it. They get in your vehicle. They get out. Your car smells like marijuana. The next person that gets in, and this has happened, they report you as it smelled like the driver was smoking marijuana.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, Uber, my driver for Uber was all frigged up on pot.
Yeah, exactly. It happened.
Oh, wow.
I have gotten suspended once.
Hold on, you got suspended because you had a marijuana reek from a previous passenger, and you got suspended?
I'm not smoking. I do not drink.
Wow, man,
I was pissed.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine you're pissed. All right, Robert.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Wow. Did you tell Uber, hey, it wasn't me, it was passengers?
Yeah, and Uber, oh yeah, we understand, we blah blah blah, but by law they got to suspend you.
How long were you suspended?
For 2 days.
Oh wow. All right, Robert, good call. See, an angle, this is why we take calls. It's an angle I didn't even think of. All right, last call on this. Mary in St. Pete. Mary, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Mary, you could have been in the opening sketch on Saturday Night Live on Saturday. Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, super. I'm a medical provider, and I'm a nurse practitioner, so I can't write for medicinal marijuana, but I do pain and symptom management, so my patients will use medicinal marijuana. And from my perspective, they've got to regulate it just like they do alcohol. And you can't drive when you're drinking, and you shouldn't be able to drive when you're smoking. And that's the issue. To me, it smells like a skunk, and you can smell it on people, and if they've been using recently.
Oh, listen, I know when Froggy comes back from a commercial break from the parking lot.
I don't understand the skunk thing. Skunks are
Froggy,
awful.
I was just trying to draw Froggy in. This is Froggy's wheelhouse, and Froggy hasn't said a word in 15 minutes.
Well, you're not asking me any questions.
Dude, just chime in. You got a microphone in front of your face.
I don't understand the skunk thing, honestly. I don't know. People say that. Like, skunks smell like absolute butt. Like, weed smells good. You know? I don't get it. I don't get that.
Every time I smell it, it's from a car next to me. I go, is there a skunk nearby? And it's someone smoking, and it does smell like a skunk. I mean,
the diversity of the MJ Morning Show. Yep, tons of diversity. All right, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it, Mary.
Thanks.
All right, have a great day. All right, 8:46 at the MJ Morning Show. You see this? What are you laughing at?
Just the diversity and things I'm hearing.
Oh, total diversity with our phone callers here. All right, no more phone calls on that, man. That would go all day long. All right, when we get back, this raised ball boy. Did you see this video? It's gone viral.
What did he do?
You don't know about the raised ball boy?
What, was it last night's game?
No, it was Saturday. But the video, like yesterday, the video just took off like a rocket. Yeah, raised ball boy. Hang on, we'll explain it all coming up in just a bit. Oh, and the Conjoined twins, Abby and Brittany. I don't know what it is. You don't talk about them for years, and then suddenly it's like a waterfall of Conjoined twin stories.
I'm obsessed with them.
Froggy's like all fantasy filled. All right, hang on. 8:47. We are loaded next. If you're heading into work now, make sure you bring the MJ Morning Show into work. If you're at work, switch the station. If they don't have us on at work, switch the station to 104.7 FM. Listen on your computer. Go to mjmorningshow.com. Click on the red button at the top that says Listen Live. Have us come out of your computer speakers. Listen on your smartphone. We're on all the apps. Just search for Q105 Tampa Bay. So keep listening to the MJ Morning Show when you get to work. At 8:48, we're back in minutes with a gigantic pile. We'll have time for the shrooms. I might have time. Speaking of, I got a shroom story that we got to talk about. Lots of stuff on the way here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Veterans Ford. The Crap Watch never stops. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the crap on the MJ Morning Show. All right, 9 o'clock exactly. Andrew just witnessed, I just climbed under the counter in the bathroom.
What?
And I ripped out the soap dispenser, which has been empty for a week. I mean, what kind of, maintenance do we have around here?
Well, you just, what do you mean? You broke it?
No, I didn't snap it out like a twig or a toy. No, I pulled it out underneath the sinks and the counter in the bathroom. We have 2 sinks and 2 dispensers. The sink and soap dispenser on the right, it has been out of soap for a week. And then the one on the left is starting to put out little spurts. Uh-oh. So that one's about to run out. And I was like, shouldn't the maintenance crew, the cleaning crew at night, how do you go for a week with one of the soap dispensers out? Shouldn't they test it? And then are they using the bathrooms? Are they not washing their hands? Do they not know the soap is out? How does so I just I was like, enough is enough.
Those dispensers suck too, that you have to put your hand in, sometimes they go and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, the motion sensor ones, the motion activated.
I hate motion.
So I went under the counter, I just yanked the whole thing out and I stuck it right on the counter in the middle of the bathroom. And Andrew was in there. Andrew saw me do it. He said, "Yeah, I think they'll get the hint on that one." I said, "Yeah, you think?"
I hope so.
I know, Roxanne, why are you all dressed up like you're going to a nightclub right now?
Because right after the show, I'm going to a nightclub.
Are you doing changes like you're hosting the Oscars?
Yeah, Roxanne wardrobe changes. Between...
Hold on. Was there just a wardrobe change?
Yeah, you thought I wore this to work today?
I had no idea. I just saw you in the hall, and you're wearing a very tight dress,
very short,
with high heels.
You need 2 hairdos for that dress.
Seriously,
I just what?
You agree with him?
What did you just say?
That's not the one you want to agree with. That's the one you want Froggy to say, and you leave it alone.
I don't get that.
Never mind.
Okay. I thought you really.
You either got it or you didn't.
All right, so
I'll explain later.
So no, seriously, you just did a wardrobe change during the break?
Yeah, I did because I had on a black, long, loose.
I didn't see
and leggings.
I don't get to see really because our visibility in the studio is just total ass. And I usually don't get to see what you are wearing, but I just saw you in the hall and you were wearing a very short, tight dress. Why are you all dressed up?
We're gonna do a little video. Meredith and I are gonna do. Did you notice Meredith in the hallways? She's wearing a lovely bodysuit and nice looking jeans. We both look like we're ready to go to a nightclub. Absolutely.
Is this the way you pander for views?
No, we're gonna do a video.
It works
to promote a fashion show that we're doing this Saturday that we invited you to. But
hold on a minute. Yeah, I'm not going to that place. So I'm not going there. All right. So Roxanne, hold on. You also didn't you mention you have to leave? You have to leave early this week. You just got the joke, or Fester filled you in?
I drew a diagram explaining how the 2 hairdos work. And Roxanne really didn't get the 2 hairdo joke.
I needed a schematic.
Andrew, are you showing this?
I can't say
that's it. Froggy says the 2 hairdo joke, which is a marginally funny joke.
It's old.
The diagram is on MJ TV right now. Fester drew the diagram. It's live on MJ TV, and that's the diagram of hairdo 1 and hairdo number 2.
Yeah, that's a piece of art.
I could tell Roxanne didn't get it, and I was like, let me just help the kid out.
Thank you.
So Fester drew a diagram on MJ TV. Folks, remember, we're on TV every morning, MJ TV. Go to mjmorningshow.com. Very top nav bar, you'll see MJ TV. Click on that, and then during the show, 6 to 10, you can click on the little logo and watch us live, or you can watch any other show. All the archives are there, or you can, go back and watch things from earlier today, whatever. But you can always catch up on the show, anything you miss. And to see Fester's diagram, you would have to go to MJ TV to see today's diagram at 9:04 a.m. in hour number 4 of the MJ Morning Show. So, will there be an hour number 4 in the future?
Great.
Hey, just ask. Just asking. Hey, so the Rays deal here. This is great.
What is it, the ball boy?
Ball boy who looks like he's like 38. Right. The ball boy does a diving catch.
Oh, what a show off.
And it is getting great viral video play on this. I think Andrew just said it was the ESPN top 10 play of the day or something, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic. I'll play the audio, but hey, Andrew, can you put the link to Twitter or X? Could you put that little clip? If you could stick it on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. All right, we'll get that up in a minute. So if you haven't seen this, I'm going to play the audio, but give us a couple of minutes, and Andrew will have the ball boy up on mjmorningshow.com in As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. Just click on that, and then the link will be there, and you can watch the video that goes with this.
And a shot up the right side, foul. Oh, yes. How about that? Oh, take a star on that one.
It doesn't get any better. I mean, late jump, but how about the extension, the dive, the backhand?
Sign him up right now.
Yeah, sign him up right now. He'll be a grand addition to the Rays.
This is along the first base line, and the ball boy just runs after a foul ball, a grounder, off on the right side on the first baseline side, and he does a diving catch, scoops the thing up. You see the Rays players on the bench; they're like, "Yeah!"
Oh, they love it. So,
but
MJ,
the ball boy looks like he's like mid-30s.
Yeah, he's a ball man.
He's a ball man, exactly.
It was a. Wait, I thought it was a pop. Oh, it was a grounder.
No, it was a grounder.
It was a line drive.
Oh, who cares?
It was a bouncing grounder.
You got to see it, Frog.
On the first baseline side.
You could not make this play with all of your Little League experience.
I'm pretty sure I would be able to make that play.
Oh,
I struck out MJ.
It was strong. Look at the Fox Sports MLB caption on their X post. Give this guy a contract.
So, as far as ball men go,
do we know the guy's name? All right, go ahead, Fester.
Ball men are more important to the Tampa Bay Rays than any other team because I believe the Rays are the last team to have their dugout out in the open. Every other team has their dugout in the outfield.
You're making this up.
No, but think about it. The pitchers are all sitting there, and the ball men protect them.
Hey, Andrew, do we have the name of this ball boy?
You mean
is that on the air or off the air? No. Put it on the air. Put your mic on.
What's his name?
His name is Braden Coles.
Okay. See, I can't tell when Andrew is like just talking into my ear or talking on the air. There's no differentiation.
Well, that's why I put it on the screen there for you.
All right. Go ahead. His name is what again?
Braden Coles.
And how old is Braden Coles? Is he like 37?
That I don't have.
I mean, it's not like a 16-year-old ball boy, all right? No. Yeah. But anyway, great catch. Great viral catch. Congratulations, dude. Good one. I don't know what it is with the Conjoined twins, but one of the most talked about segments last week, I could not believe the number of people that commented on the Conjoined twins. And then we have we have two news stories, and then Fester claims that he's got 100 texts on something.
Yes.
Which I don't believe. I want you to show me. Fester says that he got 100 texts regarding something discussed earlier on the MJ Morning Show. That's coming up in a minute. So, Nat, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Headline. I don't know what it is. So, last week, we talked about the conjoined famous twins. These are the one body, one torso, one shoulder, and the two heads plopped on top. I'm talking about Abby Hensel and Brittany Hensel. They were on that TLC reality series. They were on Oprah. They did the talk show circuit. I mean, famous. These conjoined twins, and they made the news last week because there was a story that popped up that one of them was secretly married for a couple of years, and it was just coming out. So we were talking about the conjoined twins on Friday's show on Good Friday, and I don't know what it is, but suddenly there is an explosion. Oh. There's a water main break of conjoined twin stories all of a sudden. Here's one over the weekend. Can conjoined TLC stars Abby and Brittany Hensel have kids?
Okay, that's a good question.
It says they've always wanted to be mothers, but since the conjoined twins share reproductive organs, a new report has questioned whether it's possible and which of the women would legally be considered the mother should they become pregnant.
Well, let's worry less about the legalities and more about just, it's not going to kill them, the pregnancy.
But serious, they only have one, they only have one of those.
One way in and one way out.
All right, Roxanne. All right.
But I'm not trying to be, I'm just saying, like, I'm picturing childbirth. That's it.
All right. So they would it be that the one that was, did they call it, okay, this sex is mine? This one's, does one
Great
head,
question.
does one head say, all right, this gabang bang is mine, not yours?
Gabang? Wait, I'm confused.
Are we talking about babies?
I'll take the normal one. Not the one that looks like a calamari.
But how do they determine who the mother would be? Whichever head wanted sex, that's who the mother would be if they happen to be impregnated during.
I mean, if you're the one that marries the husband, then I guess it would be yours
Well,
by.
Here's the big picture, guys. They're conjoined. So guess what?
They're both moms.
One's taking care of the baby. The other's probably taking care of the baby as well.
They're both changing duty diapers, and then one sister's dutying herself. God, what a mess.
Stop it. All right.
Breathing on each other.
So, but no, the question is, can they have kids?
Could you imagine never having alone time? Ever. You're never alone.
No.
To yourself. I would lose my mind.
Does one head have to go to the bathroom, or do they both simultaneously have to go to the bathroom? Or
yeah, they have dual toilets.
No, they have one bottom.
They have one bottom.
Yeah, they have one ass.
Anyway,
really?
So now the question is, can they have kids? Then, are you ready for the next story? This came out yesterday. It's like more conjoined twin stories than you ever wanted to have, and suddenly they're everywhere. So more on Abby and Brittany. Now we find out that Abby, who got married like 2 years ago, Abby's husband has been hit with a paternity lawsuit.
By who?
By, I guess, his previous wife. He
had a normal wife and he left her for a dual wife?
Yeah. The Army veteran husband of conjoined twin Abby Hensel has been hit with a paternity suit filed by another woman since they married, according to the New York Post. The bombshell lawsuit was filed back in October, almost 2 years after Army medic, Joshua Bowling, 34, and Hensel, Abby, not Brittany, got married.
Why do you like Abby and not Brittany?
Which head is did he marry the left head or the right head? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to put it.
What do I have that she doesn't?
I mean, imagine having to answer that question over and over and over. And what if the other one wants to go on a date?
The paternity case was filed by Bowling's ex-wife, Annika Bowling, 33, against Joshua, and another respondent, Gavin Watsnadal, in a Minnesota court. The court records show a genetic test report was entered onto the file just weeks ago, March 7th, but details and results not publicly available. Annika and Joshua, married in 2010, have one daughter together, 8-year-old Isabella, and they share joint custody of her. Those documents state that she is the only joint child born during their marriage. The couple split in April of 2019, and Annika had another daughter who was born in late 2020 and is now 3. It appears possible that this is the child whose paternity is now being contested, but the documents don't make it clear. So even though they got divorced, they got divorced, or they split in April 2019, and then another daughter was born, another girl, in late 2020, and if he's getting hit with the paternity suit, she must believe that you are the father. right?
Wouldn't it be easy to tell if you already have one of his kids?
Oh.
I don't know.
But anyway, I mean, Roxanne, why are you quiet all of a sudden? What are you doing over there?
Nothing. I'm just. I'm actually smiling
No,
because
you're
this
doing
was
something else over there.
No, well, first of all, I dropped the battery from my toothbrush.
Are you doing shelving orders for Froggy over there?
Yeah,
I'll pay you. I can use the help.
She's writing them up.
Hey, who drives?
They drive together. One controls one arm and one controls another.
We had this whole conversation. If they get caught speeding, do both heads get a ticket?
Oh, yeah.
What about DUIs?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How does
neck and neck, bro.
How does that happen? I mean, if there are just so many questions.
Yeah, what I was going to tell you is at Easter brunch, this was like one of the main topics of conversation.
Oh man,
it was, and it wasn't being rude about them at all. It's just the curiosity.
Our conversation on Friday's show, on Good Friday, I cannot tell you how many people reached out, DM'd me on Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, sent me emails. It was crazy. No, but this is a serious question. Imagine, you're pulled over. You're going 52 in a 35. And does Abby say, no, Brittany's driving? No, Abby was driving. No, Brittany was driving. I mean, who's driving? Who gets the ticket?
Mm-hmm.
Brittany's like, let's run. And Abby's like, no, we can't.
Oh, yeah. That's another good question.
She's like, I'm hitting the pedal. I don't care.
Or I've seen enough episodes of Cops to know that they try to separate you from your partner and see if your stories match up.
To get different stories. Yeah.
Please step away from your sister, man. Please.
Put these earphones in. Earplugs.
They're going to do a surgical separation right at the scene.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, like a wishbone. Right down the middle.
Anyway, the conjoined twins, man.
Hey, they have two stomachs like a cow.
All right, so, Froggy, it's interesting you brought this up earlier. I saw the same diagram.
One's always hungry.
I saw the same diagram, and I took a picture of it. Let me find the damn thing.
I just sent it to you. I texted it to you.
Oh, you did? Because I took a picture of it. Here it is. Listen to this. Is this the one?
Yeah.
This is a picture I took off my computer screen. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's amazing.
Yeah. So it has both of the conjoined twins. They have one rib cage, 3 lungs.
Dude, they could smoke a bunch of cigarettes.
Can I get through the list? 1 rib cage, 3 lungs, 2 hearts, 1 liver. I feel like I'm at the butcher shop. 2 gallbladders, 2 stomachs.
We share a liver, Brittany. Stop drinking.
So they have 2 stomachs, 1 large intestine, 1 small intestine. They have 2 left kidneys and 1 right kidney.
What the hell?
Man, they could be a donor. 1 pelvis.
Yeah, they're selfish.
1 pair of ovaries, 1 uterus, 1 bladder, 1 vagina, and 1 urethra.
Hey, can I get a lung and a kidney, please? What's up?
So that's what they have body part wise. It's fascinating.
So it's like a V. It basically comes down like,
Yeah.
a V.
I wonder if they drink and one gets drunk and the other one gets drunk.
Oh, good question. Yeah,
I
I
know.
know.
So many.
Brittany.
Well, they have 2 stomachs, so maybe one can.
One gets hammered.
They have 1 liver.
passes out.
But the blood.
Wait, what about the liver?
But
Do they have a liver?
They have 1 liver.
1 liver, so the liver's processing it for both of them.
Yeah, but the arteries and bloodstream, I think they share all that.
Yeah.
So,
but they're
both getting drunk.
If one gets just crap-faced drunk, I think the other would have it in the blood.
So
Absolutely.
Why don't these 2 people, Abby and Brittany, and with no disrespect at all in any way, but there are a million questions, why don't they do like a Oprah Winfrey tell-all special, $10 million,
Yeah, they really
pay-per-view
should.
event, something like that.
Write
Just
a book.
Sit down and answer every question so it's done and it's over with.
So would it be naked? Would they
get-
show
No.
everything?
No.
No, they get paid- that's an OnlyFans, dude. They would be, these 2 would be the richest OnlyFans people ever.
And I think we're approaching this. It's not that we're not looking at it as the oddity thing, right, Fester? We're looking at it as a feat. Like you go through life with one other person attached to you. That's amazing. That's a physical feat.
I see an oddity.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that 100%, but I would certainly give $29.99 for a pay-per-view.
9:20 at the MJ Morning Show. Our final chunk is coming up. Now, Fester, I didn't have time to get into this in this segment, but Fester is claiming that he has 100 text messages from people that claim that they want a Froggy Hal Herman bobblehead doll.
What? Yeah, a bunch of people replied responded to my text line.
What'd I tell you, dude? What'd I tell you?
Let me tell you what we're gonna do.
Maybe we should sell them.
Let me tell you what we're gonna do. So Allison Domino, who we used to work with over at Clear Channel iHeart.
Yes.
Lovely young lady.
Yeah, she is. Allison's great. So Allison Domino's sister apparently is in the promotions and premium business, and she wants to make Hal Herman Froggy bobbleheads.
That's right.
And she wants to. Who gave her my cell number?
That would be me, sir.
Yeah,
okay.
Froggy and I'll give your cell number to anybody.
We don't care.
All right. So
if you want his cell number, call me.
So I get this message. MJ, this is Tracy. Do you have time tomorrow for a call to discuss the bobbleheads? Tell you what, you know what I have time for? I have time to talk about it on the show next. So, hey, I'm going to send Tracy. We'll call you live next. All right.
Tracy's also the best I've ever met at Saved by the Bell Trivia. She can almost beat me. Almost.
All right. Next, we'll see if we can get her on the air and find out the whole deal on bobbleheads. Like, am I supposed to pay for these?
Let's find out.
We already got 100 sold, baby.
We don't have 100 sold.
I mean,
I want you to show me you got 100 messages.
It's a price point thing,
All right.
but I think we could sell a bunch of them.
All right, let me see if she'll go on the air with us live next. 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. Final chunk in moments, so stand by. Money. right, here we go. 9:28 at the MJ Morning Show, and it's the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. So, bobbleheads, where the hell's this? Is all about Froggy's Hal Herman thing. Where the hell's Froggy?
I don't know. I can't speak for him.
All right, I got to get into the latest on Sean Diddy Combs. Oh, man, you see the long lens pictures taken of him in his backyard yesterday? Yeah, hang on. And then what is this Gisele Bündchen stuff? Now, I wasn't going to mention this, but Gisele Bündchen, did you see like the photo shoot she did for some magazine cover, and she's all like bent over in a leopard suit and everything?
I want to see it. No.
Yeah, she's getting all crazy. Hey, Fester, bring up Gisele Bündchen leopard suit.
Okay.
And this just popped up yesterday, and she's looking very good. But there's this weird headline. There's a cryptic note that Gisele Bündchen posted. Look here. Look at this, Roxanne. Look here. Look at the leopard outfit that she's wearing. What are your thoughts on this?
Whoa, that's a squat. I've ever seen one.
That's a squat. She's popping a squat, and then hold on. Look at that, and then scroll up. Then she's got like a bent over one.
She is a supermodel, and they do edgy photo shoots and scantily clad outfits.
That's edgy. All right, let's deal with the. Can somebody put out a search party for Froggy, please? We need an Amber Alert.
He's coming.
Let me play the Amber Alert tones. You think we'll get in trouble for that?
Probably.
I'm kidding. Froggy,
sit down.
Come
Froggy,
on in.
come here,
what are you doing?
jackass.
All right, I got to call.
Steps in.
I got to call. What's her name? Tracy.
Tracy Domino. Yes.
All right, so Tracy is Allison's sister.
Yes.
And I guess she works in promotions and premiums.
Yes.
She's a very talented.
She's an entrepreneurial.
If I want 10,000 ballpoint pens with the MJ Show logo on them, she can hook me up.
Yes, you can stab yourself in the eye with each one of them.
All right. Anyway,
that's a lot of stabs.
Did she approach you guys about Hal Herman?
I approached.
You
because
approached
of the demand.
her?
Yes.
There is no demand for Hal Herman bobbleheads,
dude. You're such a. You know what? Forget it. Don't do it.
Well,
bobblehead dead.
She's waiting for our call.
Oh.
So Tracy sent me a note yesterday. MJ, this is Tracy Domino. Do you have time tomorrow to discuss the bobbleheads? I said, sure.
I was talking to her. She's like, why would MJ want a bobblehead? Nobody would want that.
I said, we'll call you live next. She says, wait, seriously? And then she says, I don't even know what to talk about. And I said, bobbleheads. We're going to talk about bobbleheads. And she says,
she has no info on it, no details.
Well, let's find out what she has, and maybe we come up with a working plan.
I don't even know. I got to find out what she does.
And I need Beasley to spit up the cash for this.
Okay. Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, you get cardboard Bobbleheads.
They're not even spitting up the cash for staples for the supply room right now.
Well, then I need the second richest person I know beside the Beasleys, MJ, to spit up some cash.
How do you know that I don't have more money than the Beasleys?
Then buy this radio station.
Yeah, why don't you buy the building then and help us out a little bit? Jesus. Buy 70 radio stations, put us on.
All I know is it might be open to an offer.
Speaking of money, no Powerball jackpot winner, as we mentioned earlier. The jackpot goes up to $1.09 billion for Wednesday's drawing. Is this Allison's sister?
It is.
She has a name, stupid.
Yeah, also known as Tracy. The lovely Tracy Domino.
What a...
Hey, Trace.
Tracy, are you older or younger than Allison?
Older just by a little bit.
What, like 8 minutes?
Couple years.
2 years.
2 years.
All right. So explain, Tracy, you were in the premium and marketing business? Is that what you do?
Yes, we do a lot of branded merchandise and corporate gifts, all that type of stuff.
Gotcha. So I need 5,000 Post-it note blocks with the picture of an orangutan butt on the side. You can get that printed for me, right?
No problem.
All right, very good. Pens, all the things, right? How about eclipse glasses? Did you guys have those available for Monday?
Wait, what? I'm sorry?
Eclipse glasses. We should have done it.
Eclipse glasses. We should have done that.
Yeah.
I will not have them for Monday.
I need them by tomorrow because I got to distribute them. Let's see how good you are. I need eclipse glasses with my logo by tomorrow.
Good
We
luck.
do a lot of emergency things, but that eclipse doesn't come up all that often.
Okay.
So we were not prepared for that eclipse.
All right. So Tracy, did you approach Froggy?
I told you
What?
I approached her.
Okay. So
what's the matter with you?
All right. Now, Froggy, what are you at a preschool? What's going on back there?
Yeah. No. Yes. I'm on. It's spring break. We're on spring break.
Spring break. What school's this? Spring break was like
Catholic school. Catholic school.
Yeah, Catholic schools are out.
Yeah, the week after Easter is Catholic school spring break.
Oh, I got you.
Tell Alice to pipe down.
All right, so
but I told Froggy I would help you. I would help you out, even though who knows where I am.
all right, now Tracy, have you had bobbleheads made in the past?
We have, yes. We've had clients request those as a joke, as a gift, as a giveaway, all sorts of things.
All right, now I guess as in most premium items, the pricing is based on how many you order, correct?
Correct.
And I would imagine with a bobblehead, there has to be a mold because they have to make a mold of the likeness. So there are going to be setup charges. Can you just kind of fill me in on how many you have to order, what the unit cost is, how much to actually make the mold?
She probably doesn't have all these details with her.
I'm just saying, just roughly. I'm not going to hold you to the numbers, but Froggy's trying to get me to fund bobbleheads for Hal Herman.
You used to fund your dumb CDs, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, that turned out very, very well. But I think that
these are a hotter commodity.
I think CDs, the old crotchety old man CDs, had a bigger market appeal than bobbleheads.
Are you drunk?
Can I tell you I had those crotchety old man CDs?
And they were a dud,
well,
right?
thank you. You helped build my house. I appreciate that.
There's a paver
Thank
named
you.
Tracy
Yeah.
at the house.
Oh, that's a good idea. I can raise more money by having listeners buy pavers in my driveway.
Yeah.
That's another money-making venture. All right. So, Tracy, roughly, how much is it going to cost for us to make a Froggy Hal Herman headlines bobblehead?
It's honestly, it's going to depend because there is a lot of options. Sometimes clients will buy just like a stock body, like with a football player uniform or a baseball player uniform, and then we just put the proper colors on it, and that has one different kind of charge. I don't know if Hal needs a specific body type. If we need to do custom body type, we could do that. We can do.
I don't think he needs a custom body, MJ. Do you? My body's perfect as is.
No, it's like he would have to wear the stupid, silly, colorful jacket that you wear.
So I'm sure they have a body of a guy in a suit.
Done. The face will be a match for Hal, and then
Hold on, what do you mean? It's like an off-the-shelf face that comes close to Froggy Hal Herman,
no. They are going to use the photos and the sketches, drawings that, or Froggy, whatever you want to use, they will use a picture and make a replica bobblehead face.
Should we use the picture that was on the mug? Remember? The thermos, Esther?
Now, roughly, Tracy, from experience, what does it cost? Like, let's say I go with a custom product. I mean, are the setup costs crazy?
No, they're not crazy. Really, they're not. Because if you order just like one as a gift, it's probably around $100 for just one.
Okay.
One ever. But if you're trying to make thousands, obviously then that price is going to go down dramatically because you use that same mold over and over again.
Oh, yeah, I get
it would be very affordable, honestly. I'm at spring break. I have no idea the exact cost, but probably under $15, maybe somewhere around there, maybe less than that. I couldn't tell you without looking at it. I
can handle that.
So if we did a run of 1,000,
$15,000.
You had $20,000 in cash here the other day. Just give me that.
In singles.
Well, are you going to sell them or are you giving them away? Maybe this is a hot commodity.
I mean,
this is tough. This is tough.
All right, Tracy, let me.
I guess you got to ask if people would buy one.
All right, Tracy, do we have to have a phone call?
Yeah, we could have a phone call. You could also do a pre-sale so you know how many people are buying them.
That's a good idea.
Good one.
Ooh.
Yeah, pre-sale. There you go.
Yeah.
Tracy's the thinker in the group.
Put in your orders.
I'll put in an order for 37. We get 37 pre-sales.
But look, we secure the cash up front. Then we know what it's going to be.
Each one is $129 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, now that we advertise the wholesale costs, pre-sales may not work so well.
We got to start. We need to set up an email or something where people, if they're interested, email MJ.
Email. Why do you start an email? Hal Herman bobblehead at like Gmail or something.
I don't know how.
Oh, get at it. What was that, Tracy? Go ahead.
I just said I could put together some real numbers for you so you could see exactly. All
right, do me a favor. So listen.
How about this? Text Fester if you would buy one. 813-310-8444. If you would purchase the Hal Herman headline
Tracy,
bobblehead.
do me a favor, Tracy. At your leisure, don't break your neck on it, but send me a text. I don't think we need to talk later. I think this is good enough. Send me a text.
You're the worst agent ever.
Send me a text of how many, if you order 100, 500, 1,000 plus, what the cost is going to be, and if there are setup costs and all that kind of crap, okay?
This is what we do every day. We can get that for you, no problem, and we'll have it handled. So we would love to be a part of it for you.
All right, if I need like nipple clamps with the MJ logo, can you get those made as well?
I'm going to have to make a call overseas for that.
All right, thank you.
Yes, we want Chinese nipple clamps.
All right,
Yes.
Wait, I have a question for Tracy.
What?
Tracy.
Yes.
What color was Lisa Turtle's mom's car in the episode that they crashed it? It was a Mercedes. What color was it?
Red.
Damn it.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Wow,
I can't get her. She's too good.
Oh, my God.
Saved by the Bell trivia. He said you were great at it.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right.
Well, I'm a little out of practice, but all right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Tracy. I'll look for a text from you with all the numbers for the potential Hal Herman bobblehead project.
Thanks, Tracy.
You got it.
All right, thank you. All right.
I don't want to make her feel bad, but it was actually yellow.
Was it?
Was it really?
Yes.
You should have busted her.
Dude, what are you doing?
I need a bobblehead deal. See, MJ, look at that. It's basically a done deal.
It is not a done deal.
We used this. Oh, we got the art done from Jackie.
Yeah.
Let
me see what the numbers are, and then we have to really gauge the interest. Last thing I want is to be stuck with 1,000 or 2,000 bobbleheads.
You're not gonna be stuck with them because they're gonna be going like hot crossed buns.
All right.
Thank you.
If you saw the image of P. Diddy.
Well, it's after Easter.
All right, if you missed this rolled out yesterday. So Sean Diddy Combs, there's a picture of him kind of like pacing and stressed behind his Miami mansion. I'll hold it up to MJ TV so people can see this thing.
So he's back in the mansion that they raided?
Yeah, and it has to be somebody with a long lens, either, I don't know, from the water. Is his home on the water in Miami?
I'm sure it is.
Out on a boat with like a 2,000 millimeter lens or something?
No, P. Diddy bought the property right next to the interstate.
Really?
Yeah. What is this, 95? Yeah.
He's next to a food truck in Hialeah.
Yes, sir.
I like loud noises.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sure, it's by the water.
The Sean Diddy Combs stories, man, they're coming out of the woodwork. As we've said, many are predicting that this is the end. Oh, and then Ashton Kutcher. Did you see Ashton Kutcher allegedly is very concerned that he's going to be sucked into the whole P. Diddy thing because I didn't know this. Did you know that Ashton Kutcher is a very close friend?
Yes, I saw this.
Of who? I didn't know.
P. Diddy.
Of P. Diddy or Diddy, whatever the hell he goes by.
It started with Punked. I feel like Sean Combs got word that he was going to be punked or something like that, and he was nervous about it. Then they had a meeting, and then Sean ended up being a business partner with him in some capacity, but they've been friends for years.
What do you have to be worried about, Ashton?
The story came out yesterday, and the headline was Ashton Kutcher concerned about being dragged into the Sean Diddy Combs drama.
Well, the Danny Masterson drama didn't work out too well for Ashton.
Remember Ashton Kutcher and his wife, what's her face?
Mila.
Yeah,
Or
Mila
Mila
Kunis. Remember they wrote support letters.
Yeah.
They wrote like character letters.
Recommendation letters.
Yeah, for Danny Masterson.
Well, it wasn't recommendation letters
I
like
know.
he's going for a job.
I like to call it
He
that.
went to California prison for like 40 years on sex charges. And then they tried to back away from, remember? Then they tried to back away from their letters of support and their character reference letters. But now, headline yesterday, Ashton Kutcher concerned about being dragged into the P. Diddy story. So we shall see. All right, tomorrow, I'll save this for tomorrow. I'll save that for tomorrow. Man, I got a lot of stuff. But, hey, it's 9:43 at the MJ Morning Show.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So anything else, Froggy, Fester, Roxanne, Andrew, anything else that we have to get on before we shut down the show today? Anybody?
If you want a Hal Herman bobblehead, Instagram me, message me. Froggy MJ Show, a radio.
Which one is it?
Froggy MJ Radio.
Don't even know your own hand.
I think they both go to the same
Dude,
spot.
it does not. They're two separate accounts.
Froggy MJ Radio.
We probably need to do a more official
email.
Kind of.
I'll set up the email address and then tomorrow you can promote it.
All right, go.
What's the matter, Fester? You're just jealous because I have a Cajun Fester bobblehead.
Set up an email.
I sell more Cajun Fester than you would Hal Herman.
Oh.
We got to roll. 9:44 at the MJ Morning Show. Have a fantastic day. I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com if you need to send me an email. My Instagram DMs are open. Certified MJ Radio. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Wednesday broadcast, and let's be careful out there.